nerds watching all over the internet. It is Thursday night, July 20th, and we are here for another exciting live edition of Wrestle Rewind. Woohoo! Hells yeah! Another exciting night, another exciting Thursday night to talk about all the great matches, segments, all the crazy OMG moments that happened in the wacky world of professional wrestling. I'm your host, Jose Casabona. I'm also the host, the founder, the content manager, and executive producer of The Ravens Flock. And on behalf of everybody here on this channel, we appreciate each and every single one of you tuning in right now. And joining behind the camera is the host of the Black Files, my type part of a Wrestle Rewind, the man who puts in the man hours behind all the videos we produce on this channel every single week, Mr. Juan Arouse.
Thank you for that introduction, Jose. Don't you ever forget the Mister. And I'm surprised you managed to hold a syllable or hold a note that long.
Well, what can I say? I'm full of surprises, as I've showed in the last week.
Yes. Let's fillet yourself some more a little bit, shall we?
And much like all our other shows on this channel, we are simulcasting on youtube.com/theravensflock and kick.com/theravensflock. Hit the subscribe or the follow button on the bottom right corner of your screen. Click the bell icon to enable notifications on all of our media content. Leave your questions and comments below, and we will answer as many as we can while we're live. And if you wish to go above and beyond, I'm sorry, I can't do it because mic distance. To support the Ravens Flock, then you can become an Inner Flocker. For $4.99 a month, you will have exclusive access to all the perks that comes with being a member. Juan, tell them.
Well, for all the Inner Flockers we've got in our chats, and I know we have plenty, go ahead and show off those lovely membership badges and custom emojis, letting everybody know that you are supporting the Ravens Flock and you're helping us further our goals, making your voice our mission, and further our dreams of being able to provide you with the best quality content that we can.
Hello, Nikki Bella. Hello, Cool
That's
Gamer.
my word, Jose.
Sorry.
Relax. You relax. You focus here. I got this. What the hell? You're breaking the kayfabes, man.
I'm participating.
You're participating in the wave that breaks the format over here. We have Creed Fan Forever, Lisa Boo, and Nikki Bella and Cool Gamer up in the YouTube chat. Let's see who joins us on our Kick chat over here, folks. You also get access to members first and members only content, a special discount to our merch store. Link in the description below, tiny.cc/shoptrf. And you also get access to us, the Ravens Flock, your favorite Motley Crue nerds, here to make your voice our mission by providing us your thoughts, your input, your feedback, your ideas on how to better shape the future of this channel with your tastes and your desires and your needs in mind. But pray tell, Jose, exactly what is it that we do here on Wrestle Rewind?
Well, here on Wrestle Rewind, what we do is we review 3 of the most exciting professional wrestling programs in North America today. That is WWE's NXT, All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dynamite, and Impact Wrestling. And July is definitely heating up, and we are not talking about the weather. Hey, hang on a minute. I made that joke last night.
Yes, we
but
are.
Who cares? So, all right. So, the Impact Wrestling pay-per-view event Slammiversary has wrapped up. More on that a little bit later. And also, we've just wrapped up another exciting year of AEW's Blood and Guts. As far as pay-per-views goes, we are now heading into the next pay-per-view event, and I just learned about it today, so please don't kill me in the comments. Apparently tomorrow night, Ring of Honor is having their pay-per-view event called Death Before Dishonor.
Holy cow, unbelievable.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Also, let me take a look over here. Creed Fan Forever is apparently a big fan of the band Creed. I'm not sure how you guys managed to show up on the Ravens Flock, but hey there.
Hey, I like Creed. I like the song My Sacrifice.
All right, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a little out of left field. It was a little unexpected, but we won't knock on you for it. They're saying, I'm stoked my favorite band since I was a teenager announced their reunion last night after being gone for nearly 10 years. Creed is touring again in 2024. I called my twin sister today. We are both getting tickets for their first concert. My sister and I are both huge Creed fans.
That's amazing. Congratulations. I hope you enjoy yourselves. Yep. If you're pro wrestling fans, let us know in the chat as well, and we'll be more than happy to keep talking.
And of course, Vicente Guerrero made his way into the chat. Hey, up there, Vicente Guerrero. Welcome, Wrestle Rewind. Yo, Vicente, what do we got to do to convince you to become an Inner Flocker? I ain't saying nothing. I'm just saying
something. Let's not pressure them.
I know we're not. I'm not saying something. I'm not saying nothing. I'm just saying something. That's all.
All right.
I'm just saying. And yeah, and Creed Fan Forever says, yeah, bro, I grew up with The Undertaker and Kane, the Brothers of Destruction.
Yes.
See, that's how it's done.
That is cool. That is
well,
cool.
if it ain't too much trouble, let's get you up to speed in the world of
I would
professional.
the timeline. So yeah, Ring of Honor's Death Before Dishonor is tomorrow night. Go figure.
Go bloody figure.
We're still on the road heading into NXT's upcoming pay-per-view event, the Great American Bash, which is returning on Sunday, July 30th in Cedar Park, Texas. And after that's done and over with, we're heading straight into the next WWE Premium Live event, one of their annual marquee events, the biggest party of the summer, WWE SummerSlam in Motor City of Detroit, Michigan.
Wouldn't have, like I mentioned earlier, it would be hilarious. It'd be awesome if the Motor City Machine Guns, for some reason, made their way to SummerSlam, but that's not happening.
Sorry, Wancho, we're not ready to knock down that door. You see, I said door. I didn't say the other part. Just door.
What other part, Jose?
Nothing.
What other part?
I'm not saying it. It's forbidden. Ah! No, you can't hit me. You can't hit me because I used it in a different context.
God dang it.
Technicality, bitch.
They're saying that AEW and WWE has sucked recently,
Well,
or rather lately. But if there's stuff that you don't like, then you can tell us. If there's stuff that you might have liked, we can talk about that too.
Well, I'll tell you what, Creed Forever. Why don't you sit back, grab a snack, pop open a cold one, and I'll walk you through it. Juan, ring that bell.
Don't mind if I do.
Let's start things off with this week's edition of WWE's NXT. As the show still reeling from the fallout of last week's main event, the show opens up with a promo segment featuring the number one contender, the czar of NXT, Ilya Dragunov, Gesundheit.
Thank you.
And the NXT champion, the man who don't miss, Carmelo Hayes.
All right, so Ilya Dragunov, he's been on a bit of a tear lately, and these two have been butting heads.
Yes, Ilya Dragunov has secured his ticket for a Great American Bash, and he also tried to help Carmelo Hayes in last week's main event when Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams lost to the Judgment Day. There was a spot where Damian Priest was going to cash in, use the Money in the Bank briefcase as a weapon. Ilya Dragunov tried to stop it, but miscommunicated and accidentally hit Mello. Carmelo brought this up, taking umbrage to Ilya Dragunov sticking his nose into the business. And then Ilya Dragunov came down and interrupted the proceedings and made it very clear he wasn't trying to protect Carmelo. He was trying to protect his opportunity at the NXT Championship, because he brings up an interesting point. Since Damian Priest is Senor Money in the Bank, he could cash in on any world champion from Raw, SmackDown, or NXT. Well, in this case, 2 out of 3, because ain't nobody gonna knock at the head of the table.
Yeah, no, there's no way that they're gonna anybody's gonna be challenging Roman 3 belts anytime soon.
That's a good one. But yeah, so Ilya Dragunov, I guess you could say he was protecting his spot, protecting his investment, protecting the title, whatever you want to call it.
Basically, he's saying like, "No, I'm not here to help you, Baka. Don't, I'm not trying to be nice to you or anything. It's silly. Don't look at me like that. I'm not blushing. You are."
Yeah, no, definitely. And then both of these guys started talking up about
Carmelo-kun, stop looking at me like that, Baka.
Oh my God, Juan, Jesus. So both Carmelo Hayes and Ilya Dragunov also fired some war of words, hyping up their main event match for the Great American Bash, at the end of July, and it's gonna be great. I can't wait to see it.
All right, so yeah, that's gonna be fantastic. What is it, next week?
A week and a half ish.
It was a week and a half ish over here. Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
If you said to saying, LOL at Motor City Machine Guns showing up for SummerSlam, like the logic is Detroit City. Hello, the home of the Motor City Machine Guns.
Oh, I think he gets it.
Okay, yeah, it would be silly. It'd be cool. But that's one of those like fantasy bookings. One can dare to dream things. It's pure speculation. And Creed Fan Forever said, "I got disappointed with Bray Wyatt's return. I was hoping he would have made a better second impression. I wanted Cody to unseat Reigns." We all
wanted Cody to beat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. I was so disappointed. In fact, if you go through our channel, look up the WrestleMania Watch Party Night 2, and you will find that I was dead. Like, my soul left my body.
It's true, and I didn't even know Jose still had a soul.
It's there, okay? I'm not soulless. What do you think I am, Angel?
No, Angel's just eternally on the internet. You're the one who's soulless. I'm the one who's neurotic. Get your stuff straight.
All right, fine. Bringing it back to the review. This was a great opening segment. Ilya Dragunov obviously brings some intensity, ferocity whenever he gets into the ring. Like his emotions, not just his wrestling abilities, but his emotions combined with his wrestling abilities. Like he's able to tell really, really good stories in the ring, whether it's with Braun Breaker or with Dijak, and you could feel it from looking at the motions that Dragunov goes through, man. The struggles, man.
Yeah, no, like he's emoting very well. He is acting and portraying himself very well. But now now he has to incorporate that into pro wrestling here. So let's see how that works out.
All right, now let's get to the exciting match of the night, and this is a tag match that immediately followed right after the opening segment. It's a tag match, player.
Holla, holla.
The team of the NXT Heritage Cup champion Nathan Frazier and Dragon Lee versus the team of Humberto Carrillo and Angel Garza.
Okay. Sorry, no, I'm over here like, okay, is there a thing that I should care about?
I mean, it depends because I've talked about these two back in the day, like back in back when I was doing the Wednesday Night War in 2020. So I wouldn't be surprised if you forgot, Juancho.
Thank you, because I did forget. All right, let's hear what these guys are all about.
This was such a great match, a great opening tag match. Lots of good lucha things from both teams.
Did you really freaking go there again?
Yes, I did.
Lucha things.
Yes, I did.
Woo!
And I am not sorry.
Why should you be? It's only one of the most embarrassing flubbed lines of all time.
Oh, yeah.
Go on.
Oh yeah, this was great. Lots of great lucha spots, lots of great top rope dives, and there was a really cool spot near the end of the in the middle of the match where both Garza and Carrillo were at the top turnbuckle, and they had Nathan Frazier. They hoisted him up over their shoulders, and they literally tossed him over like a giant military press toss, right all the way up, and sending him crashing right into the mat. Like holy crap! Like the elevated height that they threw him over was crazy. They weren't standing on the second turnbuckle. They were standing on the very top.
Oh shit. Okay, so he got some hang time on him.
Yeah.
Okay, so these guys were pulling out some like you said, great lucha things.
It was so much.
Very nice high flippy, high spot action, but it wasn't super dumb flippy shit, right?
It wasn't super dumb flippy shit. Oh no. They didn't embarrass themselves.
They were technicals. They were proper lucha libre.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. I can respect that.
As we get closer to the end, there was a miscalculation in one of the spots where Angel Garza accidentally hit Carrillo, and that little confusion was enough for Nathan Frazier and Dragon Lee to secure their victory. So yeah, the winners, Nathan Frazier and Dragon Lee.
Hot damn.
And at the end of the match, it looks like there's some trouble in paradise as Humberto Carrillo shoved Angel Garza down to the floor, yelling at him, saying that it's your fault before walking away into the crowd.
We. You did it. Me.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, wow.
Come on, guys. Can't we all get along?
No, it's pro wrestling. A conflict is inherently part of the game.
Yeah, you're right. How does Ollie put it? It's the pro wrestling business, not the pro wrestling friendship.
Ha. Thank you for that. Wait, who said that?
Ollie from Wrestle Talk.
Ollie Davis.
When they were talking about CM Punk.
CM Punk return confirmed.
Yeah. That being said, great tag match. These guys are awesome. Nathan Frazier, I think I've said this many times, this kid moves at such an incredible speed. He is literally a blur. He is literally the blur in wrestling.
The guy is legitimately the Flash. I mean, he's wearing the Flash's colors.
He's wearing the Flash's
colors. The thing is that Dragon Lee's got his mask.
Well, yeah, because he's a luchador. Lucha libre. You have to wear your mask, man.
No, I'm saying Dragon Lee has, what's his face's mask.
Are you trying to make a superhero correlation?
I was trying to make a Flash joke. Whatever. I hate you.
Oh, my God.
Why would you do this to me?
No. You know what? Shut up. I don't care if you hate me, because now we're going to talk about the exciting segment, and I don't care what anybody says. This was funny. This was entertaining. I laughed my dick off. It was so ridiculous, and I don't care. We are talking about the return of the Don of NXT, Tony DAngelo. He's back from prison. He made bail.
He made bail. No, he was bailed out by Stacks. He had certain arrangements over here. Poopy pop. Poopy poopy pop. Poppy poopy. Beepity boopity pop.
This is so ridiculous, and it's so cool.
God damn
it. Stax, Channing Lorenzo, is in the ring with Tony DAngelo, and he's welcomed back by his presumable large family. Like, there's other members in there, like other people, like some women, some like older men, and it's just
it's like a whole bunch of extras. It's a whole bunch of like gabagooli, like paisanos, and a familia, all that junk.
Yeah, I know, it's so crazy.
It's
I'm
all the bad Italian stereotypes.
And I'm betting some of you are local workers on the side.
Some of them? How about all of them?
Well, one of them is,
but there was one hilarious little segue.
Oh no, we're gonna get to that. So Tony DAngelo, during his reunion, he revealed the real plan with him and Stax, and that apparently, like, their plan was to orchestrate that Stax was gonna turn on Tony D and side with Gallus to manipulate them.
Okay, so let me get this straight. Tony DAngelo, the dawn of NXT, he worked out a way to have himself incarcerated. He instructed Stax to allow himself to, quote, be manipulated by Gallus, all for the purpose of Gallus to try to make it look like they're
in control, but they're not.
Only for Tony DAngelo to be let out of prison by Stax winning a match?
Yes, and thus earning an opportunity at the NXT tag titles at the Great American Bash.
Ah!
Gotta love wrestling!
Oh, I have so many questions! God, okay. Number one, whichever warden or prison, like, master or, head security person in Orange County, Florida, who allowed a pro wrestler to be imprisoned needs to be socked in the mouth for allowing a professional wrestling match to determine the fate of one of your inmates. Number one. Number two, why the fuck does Mr. Gabagooli here, Mr. Tony DH, why the hell is he working himself into like 9 different layers of ridiculousness just for him and Stax to challenge for the NXT tag titles?
Those are questions that unfortunately I don't have any answers to, but this prompted the NXT tag team champions Gallus to walk down to the ring looking to try to get a little bit of payback. But I kid you not, it looks like they're going to throw down. But then Tony D's extended family, they all it's so cartoonish. They all had their own crowbars, and they pulled it out. They're ready to rumble.
Why the frick didn't you bring up a goddamn screenshot of that? This is gold. Quit being lazy with that shit. What is wrong with you? I want that visual, damn it. In the chat, Creed fan forever. I will say under Triple H's leadership, the WWE has been so much better. Vince needs to retire at this point. He no longer has any idea how to run his company. And Vicente is saying, love when interfering in matches totally backfires. The WCW Tokyo Magnum tried that for Alex Wright versus Eddie Guerrero. Tokyo Magnum pushed Eddie off the top rope, causing his frog splash to have a better effect. Please don't break up Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo. Vince, stop. Yes, 100% Vince McMahon is not living up to Vince McMahon standards. He needs to fire himself. Ah, damn it. And Fighter Macrocephalus made his way into the chat. Hey, up there, Sperm Whale. It was me. I'm a monster. All the rumors are true.
Ah, you bastard.
No, was that one segment that I wanted to point out? Was that before or after Tony DAngelo did this?
This was this is before, but we'll get to it.
Let's fucking show it.
Okay, well, hang on a minute. Let me wrap this part up. So, you're leaving me 1 for 1, right?
No.
Okay. So it looks like the whole family was going to throw down, but then the family decided to leave the ring, and then it was just Stax and Tony D, and they made quick work of Gallus, driving them out of here. And yeah, the segment ends with, I guess, the good guys, coming out on top.
The mafiosos with a 9-dimensional game of tic-tac-toe. What the frick?
I mean, come on. I'm sure the Sopranos had their fans, right? Right?
Number 1, The Sopranos happened in New York and New Jersey. Number 2, This guy's from Chicago. And number 3, Tony Soprano was struggling with his inner ideas of masculinity, not working himself into a gigantic fucking wreck in order to kill Big Pussy.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Fair enough. All right. But you know what? As crazy, stupid as this was, it didn't come nearly close to breaking Juan's mind when we get to the backstage segment that precedes it. Before Tony DAngelo went down to the ring, Tony D and his family ran into Dirty Dominic Mysterio and the WWE Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley.
Oh my freaking Lord.
Now, the correlation between both Dominic Mysterio and Tony DAngelo is that they're both ex-convicts.
Now they're both ex-cons.
Now, Juancho, I believe you brought this point up some time ago. I believe it was last week, where you were making this comparison between
this
Tony
joke of like, okay, if Dominic Mysterio was only in jail for like maybe 10 hours, that made him a hard criminal convict, and he's so hard and hardcore, then Tony DAngelo would be like the super mafioso. But this shit ain't super mafioso shit. At least this was funny because they sort of acknowledged each other as being ex-cons. Like, hey, Benny the Bumper says from the yard says hello. That Benny.
Oh, that Benny.
What a guy.
What a guy.
Like Dom over like, yeah, Benny, what a guy.
Oh my God. You know what? I've heard of loose waist.
I made a friend now. He's Tony DAngelo, and he's a real hard man. And I'm gonna be just like him when I grow up. And I start getting people starting up.
You know, I gotta say, I've heard of loose ways to, tie two people together in a wrestling storyline, but I gotta say, this was actually pretty funny, and it broke the internet. I actually look at the comment section, and folks are just raving about Benny the Bumper.
Okay,
I'm
gonna read to you folks some of the comments that were under this little video on the Instagram version of this post. Oh my freaking Lord.
Vincenzo Guerrero apparently was a Sopranos fan. The Sopranos edit, yeah. It's pretty awesome. Ex-con Dom is so light compared to Tony D. Oh,
yeah, Benny the Bumper. One person reading, hey, Benny, love Benny. He gave me a good price on my mom's Mercedes. Stay strong in the clink, buddy. Someone else, Benny the Bumper took my niece to the ice cream parlor when my sister got diagnosed with meningitis. Stand-up guy, that Benny. Benny saved Benny saved my cat from a burning building when I was 5. Free the bro, Benny. Hashtag free Benny. Oh my God. Haven't seen Benny. Someone else. Haven't seen Benny since grade school. Had no idea he was in prison. Oh my fucking God.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my fucking. Oh my God. This is so. Benny for a push.
Oh yeah.
Dom and the suits do a secret handshake, and Ripley is curious about what she's seeing. Ripley, what the heck was that, Dom? I told you I did time. The two walk away to get ready for the match. Oh my God. Let me see here. Let's see. Oh, I love that. I wonder if it was the same prison where Nails was in and Repo Man currently resides.
Oh!
Weenie Hunt versus Weenie Hunt Jr.
Okay, I think we're good. I think we get the point. God
oh
damn.
My God.
That was so awesome. I loved it. I loved it.
So dumb. Hashtag free Benny. Hashtag free Benny. Oh my God. That's not a real name. Oh my fucking God. Stop the cap. Real ones know. Mexico and Italy, nah. Flex wild each other in prison, not in America anyway. Tony Deal, real mob life. AJ Galente type stuff. Dom ain't built like that. He'd get PC'd real quick. Ha.
All right, let's stop.
Oh my God.
Okay, I think we're good. Let's go.
Damn, I remember Benny. My nephew lost his $20 bill his grandma gave him, so Benny gave my nephew $100. Benny's a great guy. I remember when Benny the Bumper and Sonny would close down the Shea Beepy back in the 60s. Great times.
Wow, okay, let's move on, because, okay,
Hold on,
there's...
Is that JC Jane behind them? What the fuck?
Let me see.
Hold on.
Hang on. No, that's another person. No, those
these two ladies is JC Jane.
No,
we're sure.
I'm sure.
Okay, I'm asking because someone else is asking over here.
All right, let's keep going.
Guys, look it up on the Instagram video. This is where it is. I'm not making these up. Read the comments. They are comedy
This whole
gold.
review is just this.
Hashtag free Benny.
All right, let's go ahead and continue on because unfortunately, we do have to suck away a lot of the funny.
Oh, come
I know.
on.
I know we were having fun, but we got to balance the
You know what?
universe, Wancho.
I'm over here. I'm going to shout free Benny. All right, there we go.
Free
Hashtag
Benny.
free Benny the bumper.
Oh
there
my
we
goodness.
go.
All
Benny
right.
was a stand-up guy. He's got a bum rap.
All right. Now let's go ahead and go over to the opposite side of the spectrum because while
Do I
the
have to?
because while the first tag match was solid and awesome, this one was kind of a letdown. This tag match, player,
Holla, holla.
features the team of the superstar lucha mathematician Axiom teaming with the with Script, who's not masked now. I might as well just call him Reggie.
It's just Reggie. Let's just fucking call him Reggie now.
Versus
Jesus.
the team of, let me look up their names because they're newcomers and this is their debut. The team of, Lucian Price and Bronco Nima. Oh my goodness, those names. Wow, WWE. Come
Wow.
on, man. Why do you got to come up with something so ridiculous?
Bronco Nima.
Bronco Nima and Lucian Price.
These guys are so dead. They're gonna job off to Reggie Scripps. That's depressing.
Actually, surprisingly, that didn't happen. This tag match started off pretty average. It started off with Axiom absorbing a lot of the punishment from the newcomers, and well, I will say this: it's not the Big Show flip flopping between good guy and bad guy, but you know we could put it up there because Reggie, who just turned into a good guy. You know, ditched the mask, ditched the stupid mystique that nobody cared for, and his buddies with Axiom, turned on Axiom, and went bad guy again.
What the fuck?
In the middle of a
What was
tag
the point
match.
of it then?
I don't understand. He turned on Axiom, and then the new guys, Lucian and Bronco, pretty much destroyed Axiom and left him in the middle of the ring. Your winners, the new tag team of Lucian Price and Bronco Nima. I did not understand this. This match went too short. Script's heel turn came completely out of nowhere, and there appears to be no context as to why he turned on Axiom, and he's going to be feuding with him again. I don't know. I didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy this tag match for the reasons I just said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm literally going through my Instagram from one of my girlfriends over here, the video she posted, because I was just not interested. The moment you said, oh, by the way, Scripps turned on Axiom, Scripps and Axiom have been at each other.
No, they've been at each other, but then Axiom unmasked Scripts and thus forced Scripts to see the light and become a good guy.
And now he's a bad guy.
And now he's a bad guy.
Yeah,
again.
nice fucking going, Axiom. That worked out so well. In the
Has
chat,
anyone ever told you you're bad at math?
Yeah, no, clearly. He took a calculator risk, but man, was he bad at math.
All right, let's get to the chat. What are we saying here?
We got a couple. Aaron Cooper's in the kick chat.
Yay!
Aaron Cooper, thank you
Hello,
for
Aaron
being here on
Cooper.
Wrestle Rewind.
Awesome.
Vicente in the YouTube chat. Dom is a heat magnet on the mic, but still needs better in-ring work. Rhea has to help him out several times in matches versus Edge. Dom looks like he was about to fall over from exhaustion. Good, but not great. All right, so he needs to work on his cardio.
We're going to get to that. Don't worry.
No worries there.
And what did Vicente say? What else? Did he?
Vicente also says Scripps' heel turn made little sense considering the crowd was not into him even as a babyface.
No, they weren't. I'm sorry, man, but they're not into him, period. It was bad. And here's a segment that can match that in terms of boring and disinterest.
Ow. Why would you do this to me, Jose?
No. I'm hurt by it too because it's a training video. It's a training
got
segment.
to have a montage.
Is
it a montage? Is it a
sorta.
montage?
It only went a minute long.
It's not a montage.
This training segment features Dana Brooke and her new protege, her new understudy, Kalani Jordan.
What?
Kalani Jordan. She's a newcomer for NXT.
Okay, but what?
All
What
right,
the hell
so-
is Dana Brooke still doing with anything? Jen Pearson made it in the YouTube chat. Hey, Jen.
Hello, Jen Pearson. Thank you for joining us on Wrestle Rewind. To give a little context,
We said to, real quick, this is what happens when Reggie misses Nia Jax.
Oh!
Ew.
All right. So getting back to it, so yeah, Dana Brooke, she's in NXT for a while, trying to rebuild her wrestling career. You know, she's
What career?
Well, yeah, I know. I don't enjoy piling on Dana Brooke. I mean, she's already had enough of that in the past 8 years. Okay. That being said, Kalani Jordan is trying to learn from under Dana Brooks, the learning tree, and it looks like Kalani Jordan is still reeling from her loss to Cora Jade last week when Cora Jade cheated and used her bat stick.
Cora Jade clarified forever ago, it's a kendo stick.
It's a kendo stick. She used her kendo stick to cheat and win. Dana Brooke, pretty much like without offering any constructive advice or anything, insightful to tell the new protege, she just says, hey, why don't we go ahead and have fun and do stuff? And they did. They did flippy stuff. They did gymnastics, which is great. I like it. Here's the thing. I like watching training videos on my WWE programming, whether it's gymnastics, weightlifting, or endurance training, or wrestling, or working on strikes.
What about acupuncture in your face?
Yes, I
Like
can even
JD
get.
McDonough.
Yes, I can even get more of that. In fact, that point's gonna come back in a little bit later. But this.
How?
Just bear with me, Juan. Anyway, so after that little bit, a few seconds of them training gymnastics, Dana Brooke had fun. So did Kalani Jordan, and apparently, Kalani is learning a lot from Dana Brooke, which is surprising because Dana Brooke hasn't taught Kalani Jordan anything.
What the fuck did you teach her?
Yeah, seriously.
What did they say that they learned?
I have no idea. Dana Brooke made a compliment saying like, wow, you're breaking out, kid. And Kalani Jordan saying like, yeah, you know what? I had a great time. I'm learning a lot from you. Then Dana's like, yeah, ditto, right back at you. I'm really excited. So, yeah, they spoke, but they said nothing.
How the hell do you fuck up a training montage? How the fuck do you fuck up a goddamn mentor and learning something sequence? How the hell did they mess it up? Well, Dana Brooke found a way.
I got more substance and more depth from JD McDonough as acupuncture and being in an ice fridge than I did with this.
Okay, the ice fridge thing is actually a thing. It's called liquid nitrogen therapy, cryotherapy. Daniel Bryan had to go through it as part of his recovery.
I see. I must invest a lot of money into getting into that cryotherapy.
No, you must not. It does you no good.
I can handle the cold.
It's not a matter of handling the cold. It's a matter of there is no point in it for you because you're not injured with life-threatening spinal stenosis.
You're right. But you do have bad knees, so we need to get you cryotherapy.
I can break your spine right now and give you the stenosis if you're looking for an excuse.
All right, getting back to the point, this 1-minute video of this whole package it led nowhere. Training videos are supposed to lead somewhere. I enjoyed the training videos back-to-back between Braun Breaker and JD McDonough ahead of their match at Heatwave because they're both training to contend with each other one-on-one. I was invested in the training video of Ivy Nile doing a whole bunch of endurance and strength training, outlasting all the other schmucks who were eliminated one by one because it tells me that Ivy Nile is a tough motherfucker.
Wasn't there a training montage with Roxanne Perez and
Miko Satomura?
Miko Satomura.
Yes, even that told you something.
It showed a progression of some kind.
It showed a progression. It showed that the true strength comes from the heart, not from here. And that was what Miko Satomura was trying to instruct Roxanne Perez. What the hell am I supposed to get from this? Have fun?
Well, you're the one who says fun is encouraged.
Yeah, fun is allowed and fun is encouraged.
Okay, here's the thing. We know it's encouraged. You gotta have to say fun is allowed. Just stick with saying fun is allowed. It's simpler. We have a shirt for that. We need to continue piling on top of stuff.
It's it's funny you're bringing that up right now. You didn't seem to fuss about it in the beginning.
I have always fussed about it. You're putting a hat on a hat. It's like wearing multiple accessories on your way to the ring. And then taking them all off one by one.
All right.
Championship ring.
All right, Juancho.
And then
bring it back. Bring it back.
Point is, maybe the lesson for them is that Kalani Jordan was overly stressed and they are just looking to have fun. Maybe. But there still needed to be like a point to the fun. Like, yes, you're all right. You did have fun. And like just a simple thing of Dana Brooks saying like, hey, remember, this is the world of sports entertainment. Don't forget to take time to enjoy the fact that you're able to do this for a living.
Exactly. Say something constructive.
And that, just a quick little thingy like that would have made a world of difference. Very quick, very short little bit. Them doing gymnastics and cardio and aerobics and laughing and giggling and having a wonderful gay old time. There's nothing wrong with that if the lesson is to have fun.
Exactly.
But sometimes you gotta actually spell out, by the way, the lesson is to have fun.
Yes, I agree. And like I said,
Just a tweak, and that's enough.
I don't enjoy piling on Dana Brooke.
I do. It's funny.
Wow.
I don't have the investment on Dana Brooke that you do.
Okay, well, not my point, because Dana Brooke has done her best has worked her ass off to try and get better.
I know. I'm just being an ass for the sake of being an ass. And Aaron Cooper hopped over from Kick to YouTube. Hello there. Awesome.
Hello.
Welcome to Aaron Cooper. Also, Vicente was saying Dana Brooke doing anything is fun on screen is fun. Batista would agree with me. Please, Dana Brooke, do not teach Kalani bad catchphrases. Let's see your best flex. Hard cringe. Jen Pierce was saying maybe she learned how to put eyelashes on without them falling off during the match. Oh, was that a dig at Dana Brooke? Did she have an eyelash fall off in the middle of a match sometime?
Not that I know of.
What the fuck? Or did Kalani Jordan have that?
No, she didn't have that. But enough about that crap. Enough about that. We're going to move on. We're going to talk about the main event. That's right. The main event that right now is sending shockwaves with the WWE fans. I'm talking about Wesley going one-on-one against Dirty Dominic Mysterio for the NXT North American Championship.
Look at me, Mommy. I'm gonna be a big boy now.
You joke. You joke now. You better get your jokes out of the way because I'm gonna walk you through it, Juan.
By all means.
All right. So,
you know you want to walk me? Here's my camera strap. You can use that as my leash. Go ahead and walk me, bitch. I dare ya.
Are you calling yourself a bitch?
I dare ya.
I'm not doing that, all right? Come on. That's the meaning. Anyways, so the match opens up with two of these guys. We get some great back and forth action until we got some interference from Rhea Ripley from Mommy. Wesley was gonna do an outside dive onto Dominic Mysterio, but then Rhea Ripley threw herself in the way, like taunting Wesley as she does, because ain't nobody gonna throw themselves at Mommy. Oh no! Heaven forbid you hurt her.
Heaven forbid that anybody harms the women's world champion.
Someday someone is gonna do it.
And they're gonna die. And Dominic is gonna be like,
No, somebody's trying against my mommy. I'm gonna take you down.
and then he's gonna look like a horse's ass.
But then during the commercial break, Dominic Mysterio slammed Wesley's head onto the turnbuckle, and he took control of the match. He pulling a page off of Mysterio and Guerrero, he hit the Three Amigos onto Wesley. He also executed the 619, and it looks like he was trying to put away Wesley, but Wesley was able to break out after two. And then as we get closer to the end of the match, Wesley was able to mount a comeback, was able to regain control of the match. Once again, Rhea Ripley interfered.
God almighty. Yeah, she interfered a shitload of times. But you know what? The whole thing of the Judgment Day is that they have each other's back.
Oh,
and
yeah.
What's her face? Rhea, she made Dominic into a real man.
Oh, yeah, she did.
Giggity.
And speaking of the Judgment Day,
in his pants.
Speaking of the Judgment Day, with the referee distracted, out comes Finn Balor and Damian Priest to try and help Dominic beat the Conquering Hero. But Wesley was able to fight off against the numbers, but the numbers was just too much. In the end, it looks like Wesley was going to the corner and he was about to hit his cardiac kick finishing move. Rhea Ripley decks Wesley in the face with her women's world title, and Dominic Mysterio crawled over to pin Wesley and win. Your winner and new NXT North American Champion, Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah, I'm a big boy now.
Holy shit! And apparently, according to Nielsen ratings, this match actually did solid numbers. This week's edition of NXT drew in nearly 750,000 views this week, with the main event match drawing in over 800,000 viewers, making it the most highest rated main event match on NXT programming.
Right? It's such happy horseshit. Well, this was the payoff of the whole thing, all along. It's official, Jen Pearson. He has now graduated from pull-ups.
He's a big boy now.
However, WWE are now faced with a complication because at the Great American Bash, Wesley was scheduled to defend his North American Championship against Mustafa Ali. And now with this new brand spanking new twist, does leave to wonder, it brings up a lot of questions. Is Dominic Mysterio going to the Great American Bash to defend the title? Are we going to have a triple threat? Are we going to have Mysterio versus Ali? That would be cool. Are we going to have a rematch with Mysterio and Wesley, just one-on-one? I mean, there's so many possibilities that they can play with this.
There's only two questions that really stand out in all of this.
All right.
Firstly, what? And second, the fuck?
This actually brings up something that I've read.
This just goes to show, yes, Bunda was right. Dominic Mysterio is the bigger heel magnet. It's ridiculous, but people are buying into it, and it works.
Hey, Bunda, you heard that? Juan conceded. He said you're right. Now, can you please come back?
Nah, he's never coming back.
But that being said, speaking of the Judgment Day, I don't know which source actually said this, but according to what I've read online, apparently the Judgment Day have become so successful as a faction that they're actually that in the WWE they're supposed to be the successor to the Bloodline.
Slap me silly. You gotta be freaking kidding me. They're actually, who the hell is calling them like successor to the Bloodlines? I want to know who's saying that.
I'm gonna look up the source, but it does make sense, and I will defend it. I mean, if you consider how the Judgment Day started, they had a lukewarm start, and they became annoying and they were rejected at first, but then they started, then the fans grew into the Judgment Day. It actually helps that they had Rhea Ripley, who's like the internet breaking magnet. But then, with wins, there also came championships. Rhea Ripley's a women's world champion. Dominic Mysterio is now the North American champion. Damian Priest is Senior Money in the Bank. And Finn Balor is scheduled to have a rematch with Seth freaking Rollins for the World Heavyweight title, a rematch at SummerSlam.
So, shit. Yeah, no, they're all over the place. Let me take a look over here. Vicente in the chat. Good thing Rhea Ripley can interfere in WWE and not have to worry about a guy fighting back. In GCW, Nick Gage would be screaming, "I'm gonna kill this bitch!" He said that against Jessica Havoc.
Yeah. But that being said, so Juan, did you enjoy the surprise twist? Dominic Mysterio as a singles champion?
Yeah.
It's great. I like it.
He fucking did it.
He did it.
He did it. Good for him.
I know, right? Oh, Rey Mysterio would be so proud if he wasn't filled with resentment for you.
That's right, Daddy. I'm better than you now.
All right. Let's go ahead and move on. Let's move on from NXT and let's get into this year's AEW Special, Blood and Guts.
Like the fuse hit the boom, Blood and Guts.
That's a good one. Still
Hang
sounds.
on. I need to adjust the graphics a little and yeah, there we go.
Excellent. Now, with this Blood and Guts, there weren't that many matches on the program because they actually dedicated to the entire second hour to the Blood and Guts main event match. So there's very little to talk about. But fortunately, I did grab as many notes as I can. Okay.
Yeah, by all means, let's get this party started, shall we?
So AEW Blood and Guts kicks off with a one-on-one match, grudge match for the for the FTW title.
The championship that doesn't matter, is it sanctioned?
The outlaw title.
Yeah.
Well, that's an accurate way to put it. It's an outlaw title.
Let's say that. Go on. All right, let's go on.
So, Hollywood. So now rebranded as a heel, Jack Perry is going one-on-one against the defending FTW champion, Hook. And I like how this opens. Well, how this opens up was kind of weird. They first showed a video on the Titantron. It shows Jack Perry is out in the desert and he's burying all his garments, everything that reminds him of Jungle Boy. And he's burying it inside the hole that he dug before leaving the limo, which kind of looked weird. And I'm like, Jack, you don't have to do that to yourself. I mean, you were already buried during the AEW World Title feud with MJF.
Ha!
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 And remember how he's one of the 4 pillars? Now he's fighting for a championship that isn't recognized for anything.
Buddy, I think you've gone from a pillar.
There's a way
and
to
I think
lose the plot. This ain't it.
Yeah, but getting back to the match, this was
these graphics are so overproduced.
I know this. Oh yeah, by the way, Blood and Guts takes place over at the TD Garden Arena in Boston, Massachusetts.
What, Boston?
Oh, but Juancho, you can't say that. That's the home of John Cena.
No. I can still say that.
But it's the home.
It's the law. It's in the Genova Conventions. By being blood of native New York descent, I must despise Boston, Massachusetts.
But then you're going to have John Cena knock down on your door and he's going to tear you apart. He's going to lay in the 5-knuckle shuffle.
I've been around for 36 years. He ain't whipped my ass yet.
Okay. All right. Let me bring it back. All right. So getting into the match, the match starts off with Hook hitting a couple of suplexes onto Jack Perry, and then the fight spills at ringside. Jack Perry was able to get an upper hand and then plants Hook with a spike DDT from the ring apron.
Oof.
Yeah. So Jack Perry was able to get control of the match. Hook was able to rally back and actually hit Suplex City onto Jack Perry. Well, can you really call it Suplex City if you only had
Jack.
2 German juice suplexes instead of 3?
No, it's not Suplex City at all.
Yeah, no. You're good try, Hook. Good try. But to Hook's credit, they weren't just regular German suplexes. They were deadlift German suplexes, 1 by 1.
I'm double checking in the chat. Dominic as a singles champ was unexpected, but he'll be better than David Flair was, coming from a guy who liked Psycho Dave with Daphne and the Crowbar.
Ooh.
Yeah, Jen is saying maybe Jack was burying the hatchet. No, he was trying to bury like everything that made him Jungle Boy, because apparently that made him weak or soft or whatever. What's his face? He said that already buried Jack Perry is why he turned heel and dropped the Jungle Boy nickname. Pissed off heels win more. Cheat tons. Yeah. And that's actually emblematic of what happens in this match.
Also, you want to know what's silly?
What?
Jack Perry's entrance music. He came out with the classic music of dun 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 dun. No video, just the music. Juan's giving me the dead stare. Oh my god. Oh my god. All right. I'm going to get back to the match. All right. Now we're going to get to the closing moments of the match. The referee is knocked down as Hook locks in and hits the Tazplex onto onto Jack Perry. He's not Jungle Boy, he's Jack Perry. I got to remember that. So he hits the Tazplex onto Jack Perry, and it's looking pretty dire for Jack until Jack was able to muster whatever his strength he has left in him, grabbing the FTW title, as Hook was trying to, shake the referee to get him back on his feet. While the referee was getting back up, Jack Perry grabs the FTW title, clocks Jungle Boy in the head, and then pins and wins. Your winner and new FTW champion, Jack Perry. He also in doing this, he has destroyed. This is the opening match, and in doing so, he has also ended Hook's undefeated streak.
Number 1, fuck you. Hook deserves better. Number 2, what the hell is this? Like, oh, I'm gonna be a heel now. Like, why? Why? They lose a tag match together? And the stupidity of this was that what's his face, Excaliblob over here was trying to hype these two up of Jungle Hook, which, by the way, Tony Khan, since you officially killed Jungle Hook, I'm gonna take my checks now. I'll take my fucking royalties for the money you made off of hashtag Jungle Hook.
Oh my
I'll
goodness.
take that in Cash App, hashtag the Ravens flock. Some motherfucker. Don't go trying to be a cheapskate on our ass. And number 3, What the fuck is this character progression? It doesn't work. It doesn't make that much sense. They were barely a tag team long enough for it to have mattered. Now, Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy were a longer running tag team. Those two having a rivalry made sense.
Yes, because they had Christian Cage manipulate Luchasaurus.
I mean, have you seen the motherfucker? It's not that hard to manipulate him. Hey, look, a shiny thing.
But in this case, okay, I can defend it a little bit. Oh, well, actually, I can't.
I can't.
The feud between Jack Perry and Hook all comes down to professional jealousy. After Jungle Boy fell short in capturing the IWGP World title at the Forbidden Door, he was jealous and he was envious of Hook because Hook had a championship.
You mean the FTW championship that was pretty much handed to him by his dad, that isn't recognized by anyone? It's not a real title.
Correction.
It's not defended.
Correction. Taz never handed it to Hook. Hook defeated Ricky Starks to earn it.
So it was handed to him by his father, Taz.
Wow, you're an asshole.
Yes, I'm an asshole.
He won in
The title doesn't mean anything. It's not sanctioned by All Elite Wrestling. It is not recognized by any professional wrestling organization. It is not a true World Heavyweight Championship. Everyone can tell you that.
Yeah, you know.
So why the fuck is Jack Perry over here getting butt hurt? Man, fuck this boy. In the chat, Jack Perry's songs like Bryan Danielson's entrance, light, so light.
Oof.
And new FT Dub Championship, and Taz was almost tearing it back, tearing up back at the announce booth over his kid losing the FTW title. Yeah, the only one who cared was the guy who invented the title, which is Taz.
Oh.
Hey there, Wank Shipsbury made it in the chat. Hello there, Wank Shipsbury.
Hello, welcome.
Wrestle Rewind. I'm losing my mind, and we only just started our coverage of AEW Blood and Guts, and I want to kill things.
Watch it. We haven't even gotten to the main event.
I know, and I want to kill things.
All right, well, let's go ahead and move on to something a little more awesome, something that we can all enjoy.
Please tell me there's something good.
It's a tag match, player.
Holla, holla.
And this is the Blind Tag Team Tournament Finals match as the team of Adam Cole, baby, and the AEW World Champion, MJF, go up against the team of Sammy Guevara and Daniel Garcia.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. This is the finale of the tournament, the Blind Tag Eliminator Tournament. Oh, shit. Now, this was funny. This was fun because, let's be honest here. The thing of Sammy Guevara and Daniel Garcia, Guevara and Garcia have worked together before. They've been a tag team before. Part of all the Jericho factions, Inner Circle, Jericho Appreciation Society, whatever. They know each other. But the real story, the actual story is the relationship between Adam Cole, Bebe, and MJF. MJF, who's always been this neurotic psychopath who hooks onto people and limps and carbon fuses himself to them, and he puts so much of his identity on them. And Adam Cole, being an adult, is like, yo, dude, chill your shit. I just want your championship. But it looks as if this is actually going to pay off to something beautiful.
Hang on, what did Jim Pearson say on the chat?
Sorry, but every time I hear Jungle Boy, I hear the 80s song Jungle Life. Wasn't that his old entrance theme?
No. Well, actually, maybe. I mean, it's that song that goes, oh. I don't know if that's the same thing.
Or did you mean Jungle Love?
Jungle Love. Oh.
By Morris Day and the Time. Is that what you meant? Oh yeah, the Tarzan Boy was the song of Jungle Boy. But did Jen Pearson? Did you mean Jungle Love? Oh.
Or did you mean Jungle? I don't know. The Tarzan Boy. Yeah, Tarzan Boy.
Tarzan Boy. Yeah, that was his song.
Anyways,
Wikipedia says that Jack Perry is now the 7th FTW champion. Great.
Nobody cares.
It doesn't count. It's not a real title.
Now, getting back to the tag match, Juanjo. Actually, the story is twofold because they're telling the story between the chemistry between Adam Cole and MJF, but also the Jericho Appreciation Society has basically ended, and Jericho is now making a deal with the devil, and the devil is
Don Callis.
Don Callis, yes.
The invisible hand job.
Exactly.
That uncircumcised knob.
Yes, and speaking of Jericho, Chris Jericho actually joined the commentary team for this match because even though the Joss has been disbanded, Jericho is still rooting for Daniel Garcia and Sammy Guevara. He's still rooting for his kids.
It might not be my guys, but I invented Sammy Guevara, baby. I invented it, baby. Invented.
And that's one thing I'll give Chris Jericho credit with the between the Inner Circle and the Joss. He did help create and elevate. He did help elevate Sammy Guevara into a single star.
I invented it, baby.
Would you agree, Juancho?
I invented Sammy Guevara, baby.
Oh my God, he's doing his thing.
No, the fucking thing is that Sammy Guevara was a little chicken shit in the ring. He's always been a little chicken shit heel. He got handpicked by Chris Jericho because Chris Jericho is airing out his midlife crisis live on TV and trying to hook onto all the young guys as much as possible.
But Sammy Guevara was able to stand out on his own. He had his moment in the sun as a multi-time TNT champion.
Yeah, and then he got suckered in by Chris Jericho every single time. And now that the Joss is dissolved, what's his face? For one, Sammy Guevara has a little more of a modicum of respect now that his freaking photos don't involve him sticking his tongue out like a desperate fuckboy. Number one. Number two, he's trying to identify himself more as a singles competitor.
Yes.
Even though he was hallowedly anointed as one of the other 4 pillars here.
At least he's doing better than Jack Perry.
I know. Like, it was Sammy Guevara, MJF, Jack Perry, and
Darby Allin.
And Darby Allin.
Yeah.
Who were the 4 pillars.
Out of all of them, Jack Perry is the weakest. I'm sorry.
It's not even an argument. It's a point of fact, unfortunately.
It is.
Let me take a look over
His
here.
booking, Jack Perry's booking didn't help either. What's up?
Oh, no, I was double checking to see if there was a new comment.
So during this match, there was a little funny moment where MJF was squaring off with Daniel Garcia, and Daniel Garcia does his stupid gigolo dance or whatever the hell. I can't make out the dance because it looks stupid. MJF tried to play along before battling back against him.
Wait, he was mimicking Daniel Garcia's dance?
He was mimicking it for a second, but then he got serious to fuck up and started wailing on him.
And then it was like, oh, you're real funny, huh, bitch? Pop in the mouth.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's very MJF of him.
Yeah, but then of course during the match, Daniel Garcia and Sammy Guevara were able to regain control over MJF, and MJF so desperately tried to make the tag to Adam Cole, which eventually he did, and Adam Cole was a ball of fire, and he started wailing. Yes, he started wailing on Daniel Garcia and Sammy Guevara respectively, and they actually attempted MJF and Adam Cole actually attempted the first time a double clothesline. Which was dodged, and getting back into and then the Joss, I'm gonna call him the Joss still just to make it shorter, and the Joss were able to rally back with Daniel Garcia locking in his Dragon Slayer submission move, his own version of the sharpshooter, but MJF was able to break out. There was actually another moment here where Adam Cole was actually telling MJF, like, hey, MJF, you should go do a tope dive. Come on, man, because no one's ever seen MJF do a dive before. He's never done it, ever.
Oh, okay, so what? Adam Cole's like, dude, I know what you're capable of. I know what you could do. Go ahead and do a top rope dive. Do a tope dive. You could do it, man.
Yeah, at first MJF hesitated. He didn't want to do it, but then he ended up doing it. He did a suicide dive through the ropes and annihilated Guevara and Garcia.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
Holy
I know.
Shit.
Yeah, I know. But now, and then we get to the part where the I guess the de facto heels came back. Garcia locks in the sharpshooter. Adam Cole breaks up the submission hold. Actually, no. Daniel Garcia locked in the sharpshooter on Adam Cole with his knees exposed. MJF was able to break up the submission hold, and they hit their double clothesline on Daniel Garcia. They hit their double clothesline, and they pinned and won. Your winners of the Blind Tag Team Tournament is Adam Cole, baby, and the AEW World Champion, MJF.
Oh, my God. They didn't break out. They didn't betray each other or nothing in the finals of the tournament.
No,
this is fantastic.
However, there was drama after the match.
What drama?
After the match, Guevara and Garcia, disappointed that they lost, walked up the ramp. They see Chris Jericho, and Chris Jericho was about to give him a big daddy hug, like, hey, at least you tried.
I invented you too. I'm still proud of you, baby.
But
I'm proud of you. Come hug your Junkle Jericho.
But not caring for that piece of business. Guevara
Have
and
some
Garcia,
Jericho hug a little bit.
Guevara and Garcia just walked past Jericho, just leaving him there in the cold.
Why does nobody want my Jericho hug, baby?
As for Adam Cole, baby, and MJF, Adam Cole, baby, was about was going to give MJF his AEW World Title, and for a moment, Adam Cole was staring right into the title, and it looked like he was going to use it as a weapon, or he was just going to take it for himself. MJF noticed that, he grabbed it, and these two get into a shouting contest until eventually MJF was able to calm down, and they were able to hug it out.
This is scary hilarious. This is scarelarious.
And then we get the AEW World Tag Team Champions FTR to come down to the ring and have a stare down with MJF and Adam Cole, baby. These two teams will collide for the AEW World Tag Team titles this Saturday at Collision.
Holy shit! So they're cashing it in for the championship match day after tomorrow. Oh my god!
It's going to be great.
That's going to be good. Let me take a look in the chat over here real quick. We're actually going to bring up that segment in a moment over here, Vicente. It says, Dance Off was too cool and the Blue World Order moment. Ha! Thank you. And Wake Shaftesbury saying, do you guys remember the Hardy Boys back in the day when they were a team? They were in WCW. They were WWF.
They were strictly WWF. They started in the early 90s, and they're currently wrestling in AEW. It's just that right now they're taking a little bit of a break.
Yeah, it's called Matt Hardy is whimpering on Twitter, and Jeff Hardy's trying to kill himself in the ring. Oh, what do I know?
Yeah. I'm sorry. We like the Hardy Boys, but
we do like it, but they really screwed up on how the Hardy Boys were gonna come out. But
at least Matt Hardy didn't try to kill himself
yet.
Hey,
that we know of.
All right, give him a little credit, man.
I'll give him a little credit when he chills on Twitter. Can we get to the fun segment, please? I want to get back to the fun segment.
Let's do it. Let's get to the fun segment of the night.
Vicente brought it up, but yeah, go ahead.
This happened earlier. Like, this is another segment between Adam Cole, baby, and MJF, as Adam Cole tried to help MJF overcome one of his fears, and one of his fears is eating Chinese food at a Chinese restaurant in Boston, Massachusetts.
That's a very specific fear. How is that a fear?
I have no idea.
And what kind of Chinese food place is this where they're wearing little leis and they're drinking out of tiki mugs?
I have no idea.
That is so weird, but
during this,
I won't question it. It looks like it's a fun place.
Yeah, during this segment, MJF was gloating about, was boasting about how he body slammed Big Bill last week on Dynamite in front of so many people in Saskatchewan. Mm-hmm. Adam Cole, of course, being there, called MJF on his bullshit before they indulged in the Chinese food. Unfortunately for both of them, the food was far too spicy, so they asked the waiter to bring some beverages, bring some water, but it wasn't water they were drinking. They were drinking plenty of alcohol.
Uh-oh, that looks like MJF and Adam Cole were getting crunk.
They got crunk. MJF kept on with his trash talking. No, we're going to get to that in a bit.
No, this is a funny shot. Can I keep it at this shot at least?
Fine, keep it at the shot. And then MJF and Adam Cole were making fun of this random Chinese guy that was also in the restaurant playing pool. And they were both boasting about how they're going to win the tag titles. And then they both say, hey, so how about it, man? Double clothesline? Double clothesline. And right here, this shot here is you see both MJF and Adam Cole doing a double clothesline on the random Chinese guy in the restaurant.
What the fuck? That's hilarious. Oh my god. Okay, this is priceless. I don't get it, but I get it. It's a really weird Chinese restaurant if you're gonna be getting like Hawaiian leis and you're drinking alcohol out of tiki mugs. But you know what? To each their own. I guess it's like Polynesian more than like Chinese specifically.
One can make the argument that it's Polynesian.
Probably, I don't know. Point is, it looks like they had a fun time making this segment. And obviously, Adam Cole and MJF wouldn't be doing something this ridiculous if they didn't think they could make it work.
This is
Adam Cole's got the brush of WWE behind him, so he knows how to do the sports entertainment-y stuff, which is something that MJF, who also has a flair for the theatrical, can work with. So it does make a little bit of sense to have these two goof off a little bit.
Absolutely. This is one of the best stories that AEW has told thus far. And between MJF's feud with Chris Jericho, CM Punk, and now Adam Cole, baby, like, it just paints a picture. MJF, yes, he's a villain. He's a villain champion. He's an asshole.
I am the devil.
However,
wow, dude.
he is also a tragic villain.
Yeah, it is, because I was the one who pointed out, like, don't you guys think it's a little funny how MJF, he lets himself latch onto people in the worst way, and then when they don't really meet up to the expectations that he builds up to them, he feels betrayed and he feels harmed and horrified. But the fact of the matter is, this guy is socially awkward as a motherfucker, so he doesn't know how to fucking deal with people.
Exactly. He's socially awkward. He, in his own way, he is very toxic. And
in his own way,
yeah,
Jesus.
and
he is toxic. He's
he is
insane,
toxic. Yeah,
man.
he's a toxic. He's insane, and we're seeing it. We're seeing it. We've seen it time and time again, and I cannot wait till this Saturday. I think, and this is just my prediction. I may be wrong. This may be a little too idealistic, but Adam Cole is going to turn on MJF, and then what's going to happen is Adam Cole is going to reunite with his Undisputed Era buddies, Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly, who's right now healing from his injuries. That's why he hasn't been seen on AEW for a while. They're going to return and have a little reunion-ish, and it's going to cause a double turn, setting MJF and his gang as the bad guys, with MJF turned babyface.
That's gonna take.
Like I said, this is too idealistic.
That is too idealistic. You are giving these people a lot of credit, Jose. You're giving these guys a lot of creative freedom, and that makes logical sense. But you have to remember, they're still run by a coked out dweeb, so nothing is certain.
Yeah, that is true. I'm just sick and tired of seeing the good guys being bamboozled.
Yeah, no, yeah, like the good guys are so trusting and dumb and stuff. That is pretty silly, so I understand. I'm double checking here in the chat. Wank Chesberry said, I could do with some egg fried rice. Yeah, right?
Same.
I make him like a boss.
Maybe
Vicente, my guess is like
dinner?
Maybe.
Okay.
Vicente says, my guess is a Chinese Hawaiian themed restaurant. Oh yes, I remember the WCW tag title run of the Hardy Boys. Such an epic run ended by Booker T and Test. Long live the Alliance!
Oh god, the Alliance.
That was back with freaking Mick Foley awkwardly being heel. How the hell did that even work?
That was so weird.
That was so weird.
But that being said,
So weird.
great segment, great match for both MJF and Adam Cole, baby. Obviously, these guys know how to tell brilliant stories, and I can't wait to see what happens this Saturday at Collision. But now we got to take it down a few pegs, because we do have to talk about a meh match. And I say meh because it wasn't bad, but it was more of a blink and you miss it match.
How is it blink and you miss it?
Well,
Oh, no.
it features the former AEW Women's World Champion, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. And
okay,
and-
so who was she squaring off with?
she's squaring off one-on-one against an enhancement talent, and this enhancement wrestler who she beat in under a minute is none other than
Kayla Sparks.
Yes.
Okay, I know that name. Why does she look like she's trying to pose like Beth Phoenix, but she looks more like Saraya?
I wouldn't be able to tell you why, but Kayla Sparks was wrestling on AEW Dark and Dark Elevation before they closed down. So there's that.
All right.
Anyways, so like I said, this was a blink and you miss it match. It didn't really take very long for Dr. Britt Baker to put down Kayla Sparks. She was able to force Dr. Britt Baker was able to force Kayla Sparks to tap out to the lockjaw submission hold in just under a minute.
Ow.
While gesturing at the camera. Yeah, anything to say to that one?
Ow. That's all I got to say about that. Like,
Yeah, because
ow.
you seem to have a problem with the wrestlers gesturing at the camera.
Yeah, I have a problem with wrestlers ganking and gooking at the camera. Overly goofifying themselves at the camera.
I know, I'm just being a pain in the ass.
You are being a giant pain in the ass.
But don't worry. Oh no. There is a camera moment. It's not what you think, but I'm gonna get to it when I talk about the main event. All right. So let's go ahead and move on.
God.
Let's go ahead and move on to the meh segment of the night. And this segment is, oh man, it's so ridiculous. It features the AEW backstage correspondent, Alex Marvez. Apparently, Alex Marvez has a hot scoop right now.
Who the fuck is Alex Marvez?
He's one of the backstage correspondents, one of the backstage interviewers.
You mean to tell me that Tony Khan couldn't hire me, but he could hire this old fogey?
I don't know, Juancho. How much tolerance do you have to put up with all that, man? I don't think I even want you there. That would be more of an indictment for you.
Yeah, I know that, but it would be money.
Yeah, but is it really worth it?
Do you want food for the foreseeable future?
Fair enough.
Yeah. Hire me if you want me to shut the fuck up, Khan.
Okay.
Vicente, the chat. The camera work was bad. Kayla landed on center move boot in the center corner. Then the cam had a wide shot and nearly missed it.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah.
That's the only thing noticeable from the match. But other than that, like I said, it was a squash. It was an enhancement match.
Yeah, we appreciate every single one of you fine folks over here. Let us know in the chat over here on the Kick chat particularly, and on the YouTube chat which pro wrestling show that we've covered in the past over here have you enjoyed most?
Or what classic wrestling show or pay-per-view event did you enjoy? Let us know.
Yeah, we like hearing your thoughts. Folks.
So Alex Marvez has a hot scoop right now that Chris Jericho is in the middle of talks with the Invisible Hand, Don Callis, and he's actually going gorilla. He's gonna give us he's gonna try
gorilla, not gorilla.
Gorilla. He's gonna take the camera. He's gonna actually look for their secret meeting to get more on the scoop. Which is so dumb. He did that all right. He found footage of he was able to find Chris Jericho and Don Callis chatting at a random diner, but then Alex Marvez was spotted, and there's that security guard that was going up to Marvez, and he was going to tell him to cover up the camera, leave, get out of here,
get the camera out of here.
Yeah, exactly.
God,
this was so ridiculous. This actually reminds me. Draw a little history. This actually reminds me of. I'm trying to remember the pay-per-view event. I think it was a Super Brawl, the first Super Brawl, either 1991 or 1992, where Eric Bischoff, at the time, he was also a backstage interviewer with WCW. He tried to get a scoop on, I think it was Missy Hyatt, and it was during, and she was showering, and then he's like, "Oh man, this is so great. Hey man, I got to do this, right?" Well, I was exaggerating.
Fucking Eric Bischoff.
I was exaggerating, but he tried, but then he got kicked out. Rightfully so.
Yeah, true. Let me take a look over here. If he said that Juancho working for Tony Khan would last 1 day before the firing/quitting of Juancho, because they might last 3 days.
Oh, thank you.
That's because I know the kind of stupidity Tony Khan asks of people. I have dealt with retail before and restaurant service before. I know how to deal with grating, unreasonable, ridiculous-ass, stupid customers. And Tony Khan is the worst of them all. Because he's not only a customer, he's also the freaking purse bags of the fucking company. So you got to do whatever ridiculousness he says. But if he wants me to shut up, if he wants me to quit bashing him, then all he's got to do is pay me off. Oh yeah, Wankchestberry's favorite's Big Van Vader. Hell yeah.
Nice.
It's time.
It's time.
It's time. It's Vader time!
Yo, Vader may have not been a big
Vader is thumb in.
Oh, thank you. Vader may have not been a big deal in the WWF, but damn was he a big deal in New Japan and WCW.
Hell yeah.
That being said, before we continue, by the way, AEW Blood and Guts is sponsored by Shark Week, which makes its return on July 23rd at 8 p.m. Eastern on the Discovery Channel. You know, just to remind us.
We are not paid to make those goddamn plugs, Jose.
But the plugs was all over the place, and I forgot to mention that. Because just to remind us that AEW has a working deal with Warner Brothers Discovery.
I will slap you. Oh, my God. Yeah, he stands out more than Pee Wee Herman trying to video them. Thank you for that.
Yeah. All right. Now, let's do this. Juan, we made it. We're now going to talk about the main event. That is the Blood and Guts match, which is AEW's version of War Games! The teams of the Blackpool Combat Club. From left to right, we got the Bastard Pac, Konosuke Takeshita, former AEW World Champion Jon Moxley, Ring of Honor World Champion Claudio Castagnoli, and Wheeler Yuta versus the team of the Golden Elite. From left to right, we got Matt and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks. We got Kenny Omega. We got the Golden Star, Kota Ibushi, and Hangman Adam Page.
All right, so Kota Ibushi and Kenny Omega, they have a history of from New Japan Pro Wrestling, and I forgot the other promotion where they were in 2008 before that, where they were a tag team, the Golden Lovers. These two are just like, they're the bestest bros to ever bro, and they love fighting, they love putting each other up, they love winning gold together. So that's nice. Okay, now, I'm just hoping to God that Kota Ibushi doesn't get elitified.
Oh boy. Well,
I really hope.
Now, as I mentioned last week, the rules of Blood and Guts is completely different from the WWE rules of War Games.
What are these rules?
Well, first of all, unlike WWE's War Games cell, this AEW's Blood and Guts cell actually has a ceiling covering it up, so no top ceiling dives from anybody.
All right, so yeah, a big steel cage will enclose 2 rings for this match. 1 member from each faction will start the match for a 5 minutes round. Teams will take turns to send in a new member within 2-minute intervals. Therefore, one team will have 1 member advantage in the match for those last 2 minutes. The match officially begins after all 10 men have entered the cage. The winning team is determined by any opponent, making any opponent submit or surrender. No pinfalls, no countouts, and no victory by escaping the cage. Getting out of the cage doesn't matter. Pinfalls don't matter. Countouts don't matter. Anything else goes. You have to make your opponent quit.
Exactly.
Either by surrendering or by tapping out, submitting from a submission hold.
These are the classic War Games match going all the way back to NWA and WCW.
Like I still feel bad that we're not able to say it properly. Can I? Would it be okay if I look it up? Because I really want to look it up.
Look up what?
It's got to be said properly, man.
What?
That.
But it sounds awkward.
I know, but it's still it's got to be done right. It's
all right. We'll look it up and we'll. Yeah. So all right.
I'm just waiting for this to finish loading over here. There we go. There we go.
Oh, that. I thought you meant him saying the other thing.
No, the one that actually counts. The one that actually blessedly counts over here.
All right. Here we go.
All right.
Bear with us, folks.
War Games! War Games!
Oh, here it is.
War Games!
There it is.
War Games!
There we go. Okay.
War Games!
All right, we're good. Thank you, Regal.
It's not the same. It's not
War Games! Of War Games! War Games! War Games!
You see, it sounds so
War
weird.
Games!
Okay, you can stop.
Yeah, I'll stop.
All right.
You guys get the point. Point is, it doesn't feel right if it's not William Regal saying it.
All right, so yeah, this match was a total bloodbath. They brought in a lot of the weapons. They brought in chairs. They brought in thumbtacks. They brought in crushed glass. Man. What?
Jon Moxley brought in a bed of nails.
Jon Moxley brought in a bed of nails.
They're 9-inch nails.
He also brought.
I'm not kidding. They were 9 inches long.
He also brought in a fork to which he used to stab Hangman Adam Page in the face and Kenny Omega. And while doing so, he got the crowd at the Boston chanting, "You sick fuck! You sick fuck!" While Moxley was also biting Kenny Omega's hand during the match.
So Moxley was hungry.
Moxley was hungry. I think he was channeling his inner New Jack with the stabbing and the biting.
Yeah, he was channeling his inner New Jack.
All
he was missing was like stabbing someone in the back with a knife.
It was
and then getting sent to jail.
It was such a crazy match. And by the time we got all the guys in the ring, like Kenny Omega and Kenny Omega and Jon Moxley at that point, they already went through the 9-inch nails bed, both of them. It was so painful to watch, and I'm like, how the hell are these guys still wrestling?
Right.
Honestly, I'm surprised that these guys had the restraint to not use like freaking like kebab sticks or chopsticks or whatever you want to call them
Like Moxley was wearing that crown of shish kebabs.
Yeah, on his head. I'm surprised they
Why?
restrained themselves from that.
Why?
Ugh.
Why, Moxley? We get it. Like, okay, you want to be like Mr. Hardcore Man. There's a difference between being Mr. Hardcore Man and being busted open hard ways and intentionally going in just to bleed and blah, 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 blah. I'm going to drink your blood. I'm going to eat your face.
You want to know something weird and bizarre, Juan?
Blah.
There's actually a photo on Instagram. I shared it with you that Moxley actually won a medal in an American grappling competition.
I know. Go fucking figure. John Moxley can wrestle. He just chooses not to. He chooses to be a freaking blood man. Blah. There's this fucking idiot all the time. It devalues over and over exponentially because he's got to be. If you got to be in a tough contact sport, then you got to bleed. It's part of the fight. Like, dude, motherfucker, come on.
All right,
Moxley.
there were some cool moments during the match. We actually got simultaneous superplexes from the Blackpool Combat Club, which ended with Pac doing a double leaping foot double stomp through one of the members of the Elite through a table. So that was awesome. We got Matt Jackson doing his multiple like Northern Lights suplexes onto Wheeler Yuta at the top of the cell. Surprisingly, they didn't break the top, which is cool.
Yeah, you see, here's the thing: the tops of the cages at AEW are actually solid tops. They're not trap giveaway tops like you have in WWE.
Also, yeah, okay. And unlike the other Blood and Guts matches, this Blood and Guts match did not feature anyone going over from the top of the cell, crashing through a table or through a crash pad or anything like that. Surprisingly, they restrained themselves from that.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Jesus. There's a little bit of logic.
Well, only a little bit, because there were other spots in this match, because like the Young Bucks were at the top of the cell and they emptied their bag full of thumbtacks and dropped it in the ring, and
Didn't Matt Jackson grab part of the bag full of thumbtacks while he was on top of the cage and make it rain thumbtacks through the fucking cage?
He made it rain thumbtacks through the fucking cage, and Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page flipped over both Claudio and I believe it was Moxley, and they both landed onto the thumbtacks back first.
Ow.
Yeah, that hurt. And then we got another cool spot where all the members of the Blackpool Combat Club locked in their submission holds. Pac locked in the Brutalizer onto Kenny Omega. Claudio was doing the big spin on one of the
John Moxley was using the fork in the eye because he's hungry and wants to suck the blood out of your eyeballs.
Actually, he was doing a head scissors lock.
Oh, an actual submission hold.
Yeah.
No fork, no knife, no glass, no barbed wire ballpoint pen that he stole from Sami Callihan.
No.
Because he promised he would give back Sami his pen, and he hasn't given it back to him yet.
No, Moxley locked in
Has
his...
anybody else borrowed a pen from someone and just forgot to give it back?
Oh my god. Thank you, Jim Pearson. That was tacky. Moxley locked in the head scissor lock. Wheeler Yuta locked in an octopus stretch, which is pretty cool. Very rare that I see it. Pac hit the Brutalizer. Takeshita hit his sleeper hold. And Claudio hit the big swing before locking in the sharpshooter onto Hangman Adam Page.
How about that?
Yeah.
Everyone's actually, like, the Blood and Guts guys are actually wrestling.
They're actually wrestling. And now we get...
Sorry, I have to point this out in the chat over here. Let me see here. Wang Shasberry, Google Big Van Vader, and then, William Regal. Vicente saying, even with commercials, Blood and Guts was very fun, very brutal. I know, shocking that a Mox match went deathmatch. Oh, I know. Lord William Regal should get paid on the War Games catchphrase for the rest of his life.
Yes!
Moxley brings in a bed of nails. Wow, must have been a flashback to his IWA East Coast match when Necro rolled a tire across his dick and chest. John was like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Or a flashback to his CCW days.
Right?
Either one.
Either way.
But that being said, getting back to it, then we get to the finish. As appears there was a little miscommunication as the Blackpool Combat Club took turns in hitting their running attacks onto Kenny Omega while he was dazed in the corner. Pac accidentally, when Pac ran in, Kenny Omega dodged out of the way, and Pac collided onto the turnbuckle pad, and Claudio accidentally attacked Pac. These two got into an argument with John Moxley trying to mediate between both sides. Then Pac ultimately decided to fuck off and not participate any further. Grabbed the not the pliers, but like what are the things to cut the chains again? I forgot what it's called.
It's chain. It's a chain cutter.
Yeah, he grabbed the chain cutter, opened the door, opened the blood and guts cell, and left. He walked away.
Walked out of the fucking match.
Pac walked out of the fucking
Just
match.
said, "Fuck this shit, I'm out."
Yes, he said that, and with Don Callis joining a part of the commentary team. By the way, that's a thing. Yeah, Don Callis saw which way the wind was blowing as the Golden Elite were able to regain momentum. He ran over to the cell, and Kenosuke Takeshita also left the Blackpool Combat Club with Don Callis. So now it's 5-on-3, and the momentum has shifted in favor of the Golden Elite.
Oh shit!
So they have the numbers advantage, and the Young Bucks grabbed a huge chain, wrapped it around Wheeler Yuta's neck, and forced Wheeler Yuta to submit. Your winners of the 2023 Blood and Guts match, the Golden Elite.
Ow.
Holy shit. Just a reminder, the Elite, they could be savages too.
Okay, so what's his face? Don Fallis over here, that giant walking uncircumcised prick. He fucking what to the Blackpool Combat Club?
He saw that the Blackpool Combat Club was losing, so he grabbed Konosuke Takeshita, his protege, and they both left.
Son of a fuck.
Yeah. He saw which way the wind was blowing.
Fucking guy.
He saw which way the wind was blowing. What do you want him to do?
Good God. All right, Lisa Boo is bouncing out for the night. She's saying, good night, folks. Have a great evening. You rest up, Lisa Boo. Thank you so much for being a part of the show tonight. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it.
We really do. Now, a couple of notes that actually happened after the match, because Ring of Honor then released a short video of Claudio and Pac, who are pissed off at each other, and they're going to square off at this year's Death Before Dishonor in the main event for the Ring of Honor World title.
Cool.
Yes. Now, and it's something funny that I do want to point out, and Juan actually showed me a video clip, like Konosuke Takeshita, like he was, like...
By the way, do you know if that clip that I sent you was after the match?
That was after the match.
It was after the... I give up. No,
it was after the match.
Come on.
Kota Ibushi was... What did he do? Did he purposely jump back first onto the bed of nails?
Yes! He threw himself
No, he threw himself on the thumbtacks, yeah.
For no reason.
And I actually sent you the photo of it.
What the shit? Like, after the match, after the show, after
the camera went off the air, yeah. Kota Ibushi threw himself onto the thumbtacks, and we have a photo here of Kota Ibushi with the thumbtacks on his back.
So he popped his blood and guts cherry, and he's got thumbtacks up on his back for no fucking reason.
Former World Heavyweight Champion, folks.
Well, both him and Kenny Omega are both former World Heavyweight Champions. That's not the point.
The point is like, the Golden Elite has won. Love and friendship does conquer all, as they're going to continue to carry on their wayward sons.
Oh, God. You Axel Kansas like that! You hobo! You silly no! Why?
Oh, God.
Why? Why?
Hey! Listen! Don't you cry no more.
Boom! Looking for this?
Hang on. Oh, God. Okay.
Give me that!
What? Ow!
I missed!
Ah! You dick!
No, your dick!
Watcho, I feel a rant incoming.
Ah! Do I have to get on camera for this one?
Yeah, because it would be awkward if we only heard you.
Yeah.
We need to see you.
Yeah. Take your hemorrhoid pillow with you. Hi, folks. Juan Arouse, one of the heads of Ravens Flock, host of the Black Files. Get your freaking cup over here. One of the hosts of the Ravens Flock, the host of the Black Files, and I'm going to give you my take on this match. Okay, it's an interesting way that they ended the match with Pac fucking off and Takeshita taking a shit off of Don Fallis and leaving the rest of the Blackpool Combat Club high and dry. Okay, number one. Number two, where the hell was D-Bry? Oh, yeah, he's still busted up. What the fuck, D-Bry? Number three, far more important. We understand it's a blood and guts match. We understand it's a hardcore match. We understand there's no rules, no mercy, strike first, strike hard, Cobra Kai, whatever. But does it have to be this extreme to the point where you have guys jabbing each other with forks in the face and trying to eat each other's mouths off? I get it, Jon Moxley. You want to be a freaking vampire. I get it. You want to feast on the blood of your enemies. It doesn't mean you actually have to do it. Think of Renee Paquette. She's probably sick and fucking tired of seeing you coming home with 1 pint less of blood than when you got there, than when you left home with to begin with.
Actually, can I make a note of that?
What?
She actually was very happy and took a nice couples photo with Jon Moxley post-match. Renee Paquette approves!
Ah! And Kota Ibushi, my man. Listen, I understand you don't have a lot of hardcore experience, so this is a new match style for you. But the fact that you got out of that match as unscathed as you did is nothing short of a fucking miracle. You did not need to do this to yourself after the match, after the show went off the air. We get it. You hung with your boys. You got hardcore, bruv. That doesn't mean you gotta freaking maim yourself on purpose. What point did it serve? How many more asses got filled up in the seats after the show was over, after everyone started leaving the building? For what purpose? For what reason? I'll tell you, zip, zero, nil, nada, zilch, bupkis, kaputskis. Nothing, Nathan, nada. If it happened in the middle of the match, it would make sense, as long as it's like, oh, damn, it was a move that kept Kota Ibushi out of action for a while. But if it's just like, hey, everyone, hey, can I throw myself on the thing? Yeah, sure, go ahead, buddy. Thanks, you're the best, buddy. Blah! Fucking... That's it. I'm out. Here, you can take that back. Sit your ass down.
I'm back.
Yeah, take your hemorrhoid pillow.
Oh, wait, hang on, my cup.
Oh, my cup, my cup.
Excuse me.
Don't forget something a little bit more important, Jose.
Oh, yeah, my mic. Yeah, that would be very important. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, the match is obviously a hardcore bloodbath galore. So if you happen to live downstream from the nuclear plant, then that's obviously your bag.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's a cornetism for you, but whatever.
Hang on a minute. We got some comments from Vicente.
And Wankshipsberry over here. Let me take a look. I hate it when Takeshita and Pac walked out. Pac was doing a Bad News Brown Survivor Series impression, and then say goodnight, Lisa. Don't you cry no more. How dare you, Wankshipsberry? I thought I knew you.
Thank you.
Took the needles bump into the thumbtacks like it was a match in BJW or Freedoms. Yeah, Wankshipsberry, acupressure points. Jen Pearson, it looks like that commercial where they put the cream of your face and it looks like chia seeds coming out. Ow. If you said to Vampire Diaries reboot coming soon starring Jon Moxley as Stefan Salvatore. He wishes.
He wishes. Oh, my goodness. All right. But, yeah. All that aside, yeah, no, the Blood and Guts match, it was, I'm not going to lie, I actually enjoyed it. Mostly on the Blackpool Combat Club side, but that's just me. I have different tastes. All right. But now we're going to wipe our hands from all this blood and guts that we've talked about. And now we're going to get right into Impact Wrestling. But before we do, we need to discuss the main event of this year's marquee pay-per-view event, Impact Wrestling Slammiversary, as the Impact World Champion Alex Shelley defends against the national treasure, Nick Aldis.
All right, so this was being built up over here. Alex Shelley, for the first time in his career, has won the Impact World Heavyweight Championship.
Yes.
The Impact Wrestling World Championship. And he's as we mentioned earlier, he's one half of the Motor City Machine Guns, one of the most legendary tag team to ever come out of Impact Wrestling. And Chris Sabin, earlier that night, regrettably, he lost the X Division Championship to Leo Rush.
Yes, he did.
In the X Division Championship match. So that was bananas. We have no idea how that turned out the way it did. But
I'll briefly cover it after the main event. But yeah, and on the other side with Nick Aldis is a multi-time former Impact World Champion, going all the way as far back as 2013, right before Alex Shelley was back then when the title couldn't have been further from Alex Shelley. So Nick Aldis got an early start. He is back, and he's made it very clear if he came back to Impact Wrestling, he's going straight for the world title.
Holy shit! So yeah, I guess with Nick Aldis trying to make himself be known as a proper force to be reckoned with, he definitely chose the best time for it.
Absolutely. So these guys so the match starts off with Nick Aldis trying to put away Alex Shelley right away. Starts to work on the legs and locks in his Texas Cloverleaf submission hold. I love that submission hold. Honestly, like, my favorite submission holds are, well, of course, the sharpshooter is one of them. Or rather, Scorpion Deathlock, because, Sting. The Texas Cloverleaf is also another one of my favorite. I just love the way it is. I just love the way it locks in. It's pretty cool. But that's, like I said, it's a personal preference. But yeah, Nick Aldis tries to put away Alex Shelley early. Alex Shelley was able to break out of the submission hold. Both these men continue to fight in the ring, and then they take the action over to ringside, where Alex Shelley was able to regain his footing, no pun intended, and actually ram Nick Aldis face first onto the ring post.
Oh shit! So Nick Aldis started eating shit right from the word go.
Absolutely, and then as soon as the boys got back into the ring, we got a superplex spot. Alex Shelley hit the superplex onto Nick Aldis, only able to get a 2 count. And then Nick Aldis was able to rally back, locking in the Cloverleaf once again, of which forced Alex Shelley to break up the submission hold. And then he tried to go to the top rope and hit another finishing move, his diving elbow drop, with his elbow hitting right onto Alex Shelley's throat. Oh! But Alex Shelley was still able to kick out after 2. Oh boy. Alex Shelley was able to bounce back and lock in the Border City stretch. Nick Aldis was able to break up that submission hold. And then we get a spot where there's a little bit of cheating happening here. At first, it looks like Alex Shelley was going to use the Impact World title to clock Nick Aldis in the head with it, because, man, Nick Aldis did it to him. So, eye for an eye. Yeah, like a babyface would, right? No. It was Nick Aldis that actually tried to cheat and hit Alex Shelley with the title with the referee's back turned, but Alex Shelley was able to kick out after 2. So after more back and forth action, Alex Shelley finally regained his footing again. Finally hit the shell shock onto Nick Aldis to pin and retain.
Holy shit!
Your winner, and still the Impact World Champion, Alex Shelley.
You gotta be kidding. That was awesome. Look at that. Yeah, so, like, it's a little odd that Alex Shelley he kind of tried to cheat.
He tried to. I guess you could chalk it up to, out of frustration, out of anger. I mean, because, Nick Aldis did him dirty for the past couple of weeks.
No, I get what you mean. I get exactly what you mean there. That being said, I'm glad that we actually got to see Alex Shelley properly get his first title defense against somebody over here. Let me take a look at the chat. Big Daddy, you mean Big Daddy V or Big Daddy Cool Diesel? Who do you mean, Wankstersberry?
I think they may be talking about Diesel, Kevin Nash.
All right, well,
he was pretty cool.
Yeah, if you sent it, bad on Nick Aldis going to Impact, getting a world title match almost right away, and the bad is now he looks to be done with Impact after jobbing.
Oof.
How about that?
I know, right?
How about that?
But the real excitement came right after the match, because Alex Shelley's celebration was cut short by a returning former Impact World Champion who has not been seen in months due to a tricep injury. That is the walking weapon, Josh Alexander.
Oh, hell yeah! Oh my God!
And the fans of Windsor, Ontario, Canada came unglued for the Canadian Iron Man as he grabbed the mic and he simply said, "I'm back."
Oh, yes. Okay. Josh Alexander, for those of you who may or may not know, for the last 8 months, was it?
Yes.
Or,
since April.
Okay, it felt longer. Oh my God. So 4 months approximately. He had to relinquish the Impact World Championship because he had a torn tricep. And he had to go through physical therapy and surgery in order to get everything healed up and resolved. But the fact that he decided to crash the party at the end of this Impact World Championship match, holy shit.
I know, it's so cool. I'm very happy. I'm happy to see Josh Alexander come back. If you've been following us for Wrestle Rewind for the past few years, we've talked enough about Josh Alexander's resiliency, his technique, his mat game. It's awesome. He's had great, excellent wrestling matches that went past an hour. He's had a great Iron Man match against TJP for the X Division title.
Hence the Canadian Iron Man.
Yep, he had a great hour-long world title defense match against the Speedball Mike Bailey. Which now that I'm rethinking about it, I'm getting I'm glad that I was reminded of that, and that brings my respect points a little bit up for Mike Bailey, so I'm able to forgive him.
Just a bit.
And so I am happy that Josh is back, and this is great. I love it. I'm all for it. So now Slammiversary is done and over with. Let's go ahead and talk about the fallout. Let's get into this week's edition of Impact Wrestling, baby.
Hell yeah! Let's see how this turns out.
So this week's Impact Wrestling opens up with a great segment from the now reinstated, would be the right term?
I believe so. I guess so, yeah.
Yep, the reinstated president of executive director of Impact Wrestling, Scott D'Amore.
Yeah, Mr. Canada himself. Holy shit.
Coming fresh out of his victory over Diener and Bully Ray with his
Cody Diener
and Bully Ray with his surprise tag partner being the former Impact World Champion Eric Young, who was recently signed to the WWE but made his decision to leave due to, well, let's just say not working for a man who is a creepy old man who has multiple allegations of sexual misconduct against him.
Yeah, listen. Eric Young may have created Violent by Design, one of the most dangerous cults in the world of professional wrestling, but he has standards.
Hey man, he may be insane, but he's not illogical. Insane, evil, both, whatever. But he's not illogical. But that being said, getting back to Scott D'Amore, of course, the Canadian crowd popped for Scott D'Amore as he was going down the list of like who the people he thanked. He thanked Eric Young. He thanked the one official that he's buddies with that helped during the match. It was really cool. It was really great. He was going through all of it, and then he was interrupted by the tag team of the Good Hands, Josh Schuyler and Jason Hotch.
These two fucking dopes. What are they even doing? What is their whole purpose? Why are they here? They're depressing.
Hey guys,
what did he even have to say?
Well, first of all, the Job Squad called. They want their jobs back. Number one. Number two, they're disappointed and disgruntled at Scott D'Amore that because they haven't had any opportunities to break out as a tag team yet. They haven't had any title opportunities, and they're taking out their frustrations onto the executive director. Scott D'Amore responds by putting them to the test in a tag match, in an impromptu tag match, against the team of the Death Machine, Sami Callihan, and Rich Swann.
What the fuck?
That was during the lighting because, they came out to Sami's theme because, it's all dark and crazy lighting and you hear Death Machine.
Okay, I get it, but I also don't get it.
Yeah, I know, right? But anyways, by the way, spoiler alert, Sami Callihan and Rich Swann beat the shit out of the Good Hands.
Ha 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 ha! I
Shocker.
guess it's like the official first match of the night.
Yeah, the impromptu first match of the So anyway, I know we got some comments here. Juan, go ahead before I continue.
Let me see. Josh Alexander versus Alex Shelley should be a great match. I like Handel, but his downplaying Josh's tricep injury, saying, guys, in my day, worked through that in matches. Boo. From Vicente Guerrero also saying, Eric Young not wanting to work for Vince Scumbag McMahon was totally the right call. To Eric Young, I say, welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Hold on. Didn't Cody Diener murder him in a prison interrogation room? How did Eric Young come back from the dead?
With the power of Canada.
Oh my god, I need to rewatch Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. I forget that people respawn over there in Canada.
Gotta love wrestling!
God damn it. It's the same way that Pretty Deadly went swimming with the fishies gabagooli over there in NXT and then just showed up on SmackDown like nothing happened.
Could you imagine Triple H in a press conference being confronted with that question and him just saying, magic?
It's wrestling, man. What can I tell you? It's
I think you guys read too much into things.
You guys read too much into this stuff, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
I like the way he deflects in his press conferences. The game knows what's up.
Yep.
All right. Now let's get to the exciting match of the night, and this is your semi-main event, and it is a rematch for the Impact World Tag Team titles as the former tag team champions ABC, Inevitable Ace Austin and Chris Bay, challenged the newly crowned tag team champions. I've talked about them a long time ago, the former NXT UK tag champions, now Impact World Tag Champions, the team of Subculture, Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster.
All right, so they won the big one.
Yeah, no.
This past week on at Slammiversary. Fantastic, chapeau, mates.
It has been a very long time. How long ago? Well, before we streamed, I actually told Juan, I haven't talked about Subculture since 2019.
That's almost 4 years.
Yeah, before the whole Wednesday Night War shtick.
Yeah, that was 4 years ago.
That was a long time ago, honey. That was when I was experimenting with this program, and I was trying to work out what worked and what didn't work. That was before I found my footing.
Yeah, and I was here trying to help you work it out the whole time.
And I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Don't.
He does.
You don't appreciate me at all.
All right. So getting back to it, This was another great match, great high flying from both teams, and the looming thread throughout this whole tag match is the newly reformed the Rascals, Trey Miguel and Zachary Wentz, the former Nash Carter from the WWE. They're still wanting a bye at the Impact World Tag Team titles, and they were a little put off that ABC got first dibs in their rematch clause.
They're the former champions. They get the rematch. So what? What the hell is up with these guys' bums and died?
Yeah, you sure you're not called the crying little bitches? You know, you calling yourselves the Rascals, but
yeah, it sounds like crying little bitches.
Yeah, I know, right?
All right.
But that being said, this was really fast back and forth action from both teams. The ABC and Subculture definitely delivered. Surprisingly, there were no de facto heelish. Not even Subculture's strong woman, Danny Luna, who was at ringside. Like, she didn't interfere at all. Like, because, you know, baby faces.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah, I know, right? It was actually pretty good. The match was actually leaning more in favor of ABC until we get to the finish, with the referee distracted by by Zachary Wentz, who tried to interfere. Trey Miguel got into the ring and knocked out, I believe he knocked out Chris Bay. This freed up Subculture to hit their tag team finishing move onto Ace Austin to pin and retain. Your winners, and still the Impact World Tag Team Champions, Subculture.
Holy shit, how about that? Subculture actually managed to cement their victory over ABC, and they are definitely tag team champions material over here. So how about that?
Absolutely, man. You know what? It's been a long time since I've talked about them in their the last time I talked about them, 2019, was when they were in the NXT UK TakeOver event in Cardiff, Wales, which you can argue and say, this is WWE's testing ground to see if they could do it in Cardiff, whereas Clash at the Castle is basically like everything coming to fruition.
Yeah, I suppose you can work it out that way. Vicente in the chat saying, kind of surprising Impact doesn't have a UK subdivision. There was the Brit Boot Camp competition in TNA, but that was during the Carter Hogan era.
Yeah, let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about anything related to Impact between 2010 and 2013.
Yeah, please, because
nothing. The only good thing that remotely came out of it was Aces and Eights. The beginning, Juan, not the end.
I was about to say, sure, because
all right, but anyways, now we're gonna move on and we're gonna get to the exciting segment, and this is exciting because this was actually very straightforward segment. It was a backstage interview segment with Gia Miller trying to interview Eric Young about his return to Impact Wrestling. But then Eric Young was interrupted by, hey, speak of the devil, Nick Aldis.
Okay, so douchebag lost his Impact World Championship match and couldn't dethrone Alex Shelley. So what's his beef with Josh Alexander? What's his deal?
Surprisingly, there was no actual beef or maliciousness from Nick Aldis.
There was no beef. Was there any turkey?
Oh my God!
Was there any ham?
Juan, are you hungry?
Any rotisserie chicken?
I think he's hungry, folks.
I am very hungry, but
you just had donuts, dude.
I know, and so did you.
No, I haven't had mine yet,
and you never will with that attitude.
But anyways, getting back to it. This is actually professionalism. Nick Aldis actually talked about how both him and Eric Young are basically the OGs from the TNA days, and they actually have mutual respect for each other, and they've actually agreed to clash in a wrestling match next week. And they actually shook hands in respect.
How about that?
Yeah, I know. How about that? Two veterans actually respecting each other. Yeah, sure. But then again, this is from Nick Aldis. This is the same guy who tried to act professional with Alex Shelley, and we all know how well that turned out.
Yeah, that didn't work out very well.
Yeah, definitely. That being said, I like this. I like to see how the hell they try to explain away with Eric Young's resurrection. Bro, there is swerves and there is. Listen.
You were murdered by freaking, what's his nuts? Oh, God, I just blanked on his name. Cody Deaner. Jesus Christ.
Listen, man, there are
Are you going to show that the design never ends or something?
I got this. There are swerves in wrestling, and then there's fucking black magic. One of them is bullshit, and the other is completely impossible.
Guess which one's which? You'll be delightfully surprised. And more to the point, what's this nuts? The problem with all of it is, okay, I get it. He's back. That's awesome. How? Last we saw you, Cody Deaner destroyed and murdered him and took over Violent by Design. No, the violence is the design. Okay, so the design is over. I get that. But, what the fuck? Guys, I'm sorry. I hate having to continue to harp on it, but some of us have a little bit longer memory than, a coked out hummingbird that just discovered Four Locos.
But what
the fuck?
We're still waiting for an explanation, but one thing is certain, Juancho. Eric Young's resurrection was no accident.
Why are we pushing Eric Young?
Juancho, his resurrection wasn't an accident. It was by design.
Pick up your freaking... You know what? I can wait until we're off the air. You can pick up your Advil later. You earned that.
All right. Now let's go ahead and move on to the meh match.
Let's see, Vicente. Best thing I can say without seeing more without seeing more of subculture, I do love their chick managers' green hair.
Danny Luna does have awesome green hair.
Yeah.
And she's a powerhouse. All right,
let's see what else is going on.
Now let's go to the meh match, and oh my God, Juancho, you're going to be shocked at this. Okay, first of all, I'm going to say what it is. It's a one-on-one grudge match between the former NXT Tag Team Champion, Dirty Dango, going up against the former WWE Intercontinental Champion, the Director of Authority for Impact, Santino Marella.
My employer, give me the role to play.
However, when Santino got into the ring and he started wrestling, it was all business. It was all serious. It was all personal. This is a more aggressive, more angry inside of Santino that I have never seen in the WWE.
Fighting dirty, fighting dirty, fighting dirty. Holy shit! Holy shit! Fighting.
I know,
dirty.
it's crazy. Me and Juan, we saw the match, and Juan was blown away.
Not so much blown away as much as oh my God,
shocked.
He's actually fighting like a wrestler.
Yes.
Not like a comedy goofball who does ganky gooky maneuvers and then stuffs people's face with a sock.
That's until the end.
Oh yeah.
So we get to the end of the match, and it looks like Santino hasn't won. And he's about to pull out the Cobra, and he's about to strike Dirty Dango, but then he was distracted, or rather headbutted, by some random guy in a security tact gear with a helmet on.
With a motorcycle helmet on.
With a motorcycle helmet, and he headbutted Santino in the head. And then Fandango took advantage of it.
Dirty Dango.
Dirty Dango. Sorry, I got to get used to this. Dirty Dango took advantage of this. He pinned and beat Santino. Your winner, Dirty Dango. And the masked assailant turned out to be, I kid you not, the return of John E. Bravo. The same John E. Bravo who was also murdered on Impact Wrestling in 2020 during the pandemic.
What?
Oh, yeah. A little funny story. John E. Bravo was in the middle of a love romance angle with Rosemary, the demon assassin. They were both going to get married, but then the lights cut out to the marriage while they were having the wedding, and the lights went back on. Johnny Bravo was apparently like bleeding from the chest, and it looks like and they heard a gunshot when the lights were out.
Oh my God, that angle!
Where Tommy Dreamer was screaming, "Who shot Johnny?"
Oh, now I remember. Oh. Did they ever find out who shot him?
Nope.
Nobody.
Magic.
Did he just show? Oh, that explains why he was wearing a tack vest. It was a bulletproof vest. What the fuck, Impact? Come on, guys. Just when I think you took a step forward, they take 2 steps back.
Yeah, unfortunately, that is true.
Because Santino, for a guy who's past his prime, for a guy who had to retire due to a life-threatening neck injury, putting on a proper match in his singlet and everything is impressive and kind of worrying. At the same time, he still needed to pull out the Cobra sock, and he still wanted to use the goddamn Cobra strike for the end
knockout blow.
blow. I don't fucking get it. But still, I don't understand. Vicente in the chat, impossible unless Eric Young asked the Godfather for some of his old Papa Shango voodoo spells. Believe it or not, Sirius Santino is not that unbelievable. Him and Kenny Omega had very brief careers fighting in MMA. And yes, Omega won in most of those times.
Oh, wow. Wrap that around your head for a minute, Juancho. Kenny Omega beating Santino Marella in mixed martial arts.
No, they had careers in.
Oh, yeah, they had careers.
MMA.
Yeah, true. But yeah, wrap that around your head. That's so weird.
I'd rather not.
All right, fair enough. But now let's get on to the mess segment. This kind of feels like a misfire because, man, oh man, I love Giselle Shaw. She's a great Impact in knockouts. She's a great acquisition. But I gotta say, talking is not her strong suit. And this unfortunately shows. It's a backstage segment with Giselle Shaw and her bodyguard, Savannah Evans, confronting the newly crowned Impact Knockouts Tag Team Champions, Masha Slamovich and Killer Kelly. The whole premise of this segment is simple. The champs are they're standing in their way. Giselle Shaw is telling them to move. The champs pretty much say, "No, you move." And then, out of nowhere, out of left field, we get Jody Thread coming in, carrying Giselle Shaw's, I guess, other bodyguard or makeup or beautification expert, Jai Vidal. And yeah, no, this whole angle just felt clunky. And Giselle Shaw, like, she was trying to say stuff. Like, you saw the angle with me, Juan.
Yeah, I did. Like, what the fuck? She just threw him like, "This is your only warning.
I'm gonna file a lawsuit or whatever."
Or some shit like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, she's great in the ring. I do love Giselle Shaw. But man, talking is not her strength. I'm sorry, it's not.
No, not by a mile. Sorry,
not by a mile.
Giselle, you got to work on that.
I'm pretty sure she will, and I'm pretty sure she can. There's room for improvement. That being said, on a minor note, congratulations to the newly crowned Impact Knockouts Tag Team Champions! Yay! True lust conquers all.
Yeah, nasties.
All right. Now let's get to the main event segment because Josh Alexander returning at the end of Slammiversary definitely sent shockwaves throughout all of the fans of Impact Wrestling. And we got an entire segment dedicating to Josh Alexander and him giving us his medical update since he came back.
Yay!
I actually follow him on Instagram. Apparently, he's also been working out after recovering from his tricep surgery. He actually lost a lot of weight. He went from 237 pounds. He dropped down to, I kid you not, 198 pounds.
That gigantic motherfucker.
Yes.
Is only 198 pounds.
Oh, yeah.
Bite me. Bullshit. That is so weird.
Hey, man.
Oh, what's his face? Vicente, almost marrying Rosemary to now managing Dango. Way to win, Johnny. Male managers in wrestling, aka Jai Vidal, is the bitch for Giselle, Shaw, and Savannah Evans.
Oof. All right, so Josh Alexander came down to the ring in the main event segment. Of course, the fans love him. He was great. He was happy to be back. He did say that, like, yeah, no, being on the shelf really sucked for him. He had that it sucked that he had to vacate the title due to that injury. But now he is confident. But he confidently said that he is 100% back in full health, and he's coming straight for the title that he never lost, the Impact World Championship, which then brought out.
Strictly speaking, it's within his right.
It's within his right.
He does have the right to challenge for that. But yeah, like you said, it has it brought out.
Speaking of which, we got the Impact World Champion Alex Shelley, who joined in on the proceedings and actually reminded us that, yeah, the last time these two clashed for the title, Josh Alexander was the better man. But now that the landscape has changed and Alex Shelley has the championship, he needs to prove to himself if he could hang with the walking weapon. So Alex Shelley accepts Josh Alexander's challenge for the Impact World Championship.
However, yeah, that wasn't the only person to come out.
Then we got interrupted by the newly crowned Impact X Division champion and a former NXT Cruiserweight champion, Lio Rush.
Which Lio Rush actually, and I was calling it. We were in the middle of watching, and I was like, okay, there's no way that what the fuck has Lio Rush got to do with this? He's X Division champion. The only reason that he would even think about trying to talk to these guys about the Impact World title is like,
And that's exactly what happened. Lio Rush started off by boasting and bragging on how he beat Chris Sabin for the Impact X Division Championship before making it clear that he is gunning for the Impact World title. And just as he was about to go with option C,
which by the way, for anyone who doesn't know, option C is a special stipulation for when the X Division champion can actually become a challenger and cash and relinquish the X Division Championship match in exchange for a World Championship match to challenge for the Impact World title. It is interesting. It's a nice little hybrid thing that allows Impact Wrestling to stay fresh. So, however, calling it option C, I don't know why they call it option C.
I think they could have called it a different name, but that's for them to figure out. Also, D Nice, how you doing? Welcome to Wrestle Rewind.
Sup, Mo Flockers? How's it going there? Welcome to Wrestle Rewind. We're about to wrap up, and we're having a hell of a time with this closing segment of Impact from earlier tonight.
Yep, because now it's time for things to get convoluted. After just as Lio Rush was about to lay down the gauntlet, then the segment gets interrupted again by another former NXT Cruiserweight champion. This man won this year's Ultimate X match at Slammiversary, the Time Splitter Kushida,
which was hilarious because Kushida. By the way, what the hell is that?
That's his X. That's the X that he grabbed from the Ultimate X match.
Okay, but you can wear that, or was he just wearing that because it looked cool? Is
Is
that a thing that X match winners do?
I'll let you be the judge of that. So Kushida comes down to the ring. He grabbed the mic and he made it very simple. You will not go with option C. Because, well, I don't know what he said, but
he said, like, you're not going to use, there won't be any option C for you unless you get past me first.
Yes!
Because as the winner of the Ultimate X match, Kushida here is the #1 contender to challenge for the X Division Championship.
But wait! 4 guys in the ring is not enough? Why not? Let's bring in more people.
I hear 5!
And then we get Bully Ray interrupting the proceedings, and then immediately after Bully Ray shows up on the stage, we then devolve into a Pier 6 brawl.
Pier 6 brawl!
Pier 6 brawl! Pier 6 brawl! Pier 6 brawl! Pier 6
Because as Bully Ray walked down the ramp, Moose and Brian Myers run in from behind and start jumping Alex Shelley and Josh Alexander.
Yeah.
What the fuck, Starscream?
This was a numbers advantage for the heels as Alex Shelley, Josh Alexander, and Kushida desperately tried to fight back, but it was too much for them. But then the show ended. Like, apparently, like, they timed out in the middle of the brawl, which was such a weird way to end the show.
It's so awkward because Impact is pre-taped. What they do is that they tape like 2 or 3 weeks worth of content at one venue at a time, and they pre-tape all of their programming at that venue. And they do it in sequence so that they can keep everything in order to keep the travel schedule for the Impact wrestlers like as painless as possible, while cranking out the most content out of it as possible. So they really didn't have any good excuse to cut out the end of the programming with this 3-on-4 beatdown of Bully Ray, Moose, and Brian Myers beating up the rest of the guys.
Exactly.
It most especially doesn't make sense that 3 guys couldn't beat 4. What the fuck is Bully Ray's deal? What the fuck is Moose's deal? What is Brian Myers' deal? What are their stakes against these 4 men? Alex Shelley, Josh Alexander, Lio Rush, and Kushida at least have intertwining business with each other. Like, if you need you kind of need a roadmap to follow this. Josh Alexander is the former Impact World Champion. He got injured. He had to relinquish the championship.
Right.
Alex Shelley is the current Impact World Champion, and he accepted the challenge from Josh Alexander because rightfully he wants to test himself against the man who never lost the title. Lio Rush is the X Division champion. He invoked the Option C stipulation of the X Division title.
Or rather, he tried to.
Yeah, so that he could also challenge for the Impact World Championship. But Kushida, being the winner of the Ultimate X match, he is trying to keep Lio Rush from challenging because he wants his shot at the X Division Championship first. And these 3 fucks, Moose, Brian Myers, and Bully Ray, just jump in and rabble-rouse like nobody's fucking business.
Yeah, well, I think here's the thing. I think the only justification I can put to this is that Bully Ray and Moose, both of them have a history with Josh Alexander. Josh Alexander feuded with them in the past and defended the title against both of them on separate occasions. So there's a little wrinkle there. There's a little bit of a storyline there. As for Brian Myers, well,
the most professional wrestler.
Well, I'll have to get back with you on that later.
Yeah. You get back to me on that.
All right, and that's where we close things off. Wancho, go ahead and ring that bell.
Okay, no problem. What? There we go.
So, final thoughts on this week's Impact Wrestling. The fallout from Slammiversary. Great opening segment from Scott D'Amore. I'm glad that he's reinstated as an authority figure. I'm happy to see Santino Marella wrestle seriously as opposed to how he was being a goofball in the
fighting, dirty, fighting, dirty.
Yeah. Anyways,
and then he pulled the sock out and lost.
There were other matches in the night. Courtney Rush had an okay match with Savannah Evans. Let's see here. Jake Something made his return to Impact Wrestling as well and wrestled an enhancement match against Kevin Knight. Everything else was pretty solid. The main event segment was pretty good. I'm happy to see Josh Alexander back. Definitely hoping to see some more wrestling from him. Now, this year's AEW Blood and Guts, of course,
I changed it back to Dynamite.
In the middle. Yeah, we'll leave it there.
Okay,
it's fine.
I forgot that you do the thing. My bad.
Blood and Guts, obviously, the main attraction is the Blood and Guts match. They devoted the entire second hour to that match.
Oh, Vicente was saying Lio Rush is definitely talented, but no way should have been able to beat Chris Sabin in 1 minute and 20 seconds. And Dinas was saying it's better late than never.
No, you're fine. But yeah, getting back to it. So, yeah, Adam Cole and MJF, their storyline continues to be one of the best things WWE has produced in 2023. The Blood and Guts match was definitely a lot of fun. Once again, a little heavy on the blood. Like, Moxley, chill out, my friend. We know you can wrestle. We know you're a good wrestler. Why don't you show us those wrestling chops, homie?
Please, wrestle more, lose less pints of blood. Please.
Also,
I would like John Moxley to be able to see his daughter grow up into a fine, well-educated, and well-provided for young lady in society. I'm pretty sure he would like that too.
Plot twist: she becomes a deathmatch wrestler.
God damn it!
No, I won't put that curse on you. Stop throwing things at me.
No!
You're being abusive.
Marlon Brando.
Anyways, and yeah, the Golden Elite, the Elite actually got to show some teeth in this Blood and Guts match, considering they were supposed to have a Blood and Guts match in 2020 before the pandemic hit, and then we got the Stadium Stampede, which was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, I thought it was fun.
Yeah. No. Well, then we had shit happening, and Matt Hardy was in a bunch of frozen lockers.
Oh no! He was dunked in the pool, and he
There
went
we
through
go.
different phases.
There we go. He went through a pool, and then came out as Matt Hardy version 1. Then he came out as Broken Matt Hardy and Big Money Matt. Or whatever.
No, Broken Matt.
No, I said Broken Matt Hardy, and then
Yeah.
Big Money Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah, scary thought 15, 20 years from now, Moxley's daughter becomes a badass deathmatch worker like her dad.
Oh my god.
That is fucking terrifying.
That is terrifying.
Like, listen, honey, you don't gotta follow in your daddy's footsteps that closely, okay?
All right, but now this week's edition of NXT. NXT was definitely a lot of fire. Carmelo Hayes and Ilya Dragunov built a lot of interest in their main event match at the Great American Bash. We got a great high-flying tag match from Nathan Frazier and Dragon Lee and Garza and Carrillo. Everything else was all right, save for the tag match with the newly guys like Lucian. Man, those stupid names! I swear, man. I'm sorry, those names are ridiculous. Also,
they need to smoother names.
Smoother names for people.
What
to
are their
remember.
names again?
Lucian Price and Bronco Nima.
Price and Nima. There we go. No first names, just Price and Nima.
Anyway,
There you go. Problem solved.
thank you. Of course, Dominic Mysterio winning the NXT North American Championship is the main talking point because
I got to celebrate with Mommy. She says a special hug with her mouth.
the Judgment Day are definitely on a hot streak right now in the WWE. And yeah, no, I do believe the narrative. Them becoming the spiritual successor of the Bloodline, considering the Bloodline has already dissolved and they're right now the strong faction in the WWE. I believe it, and they've definitely come a long way. And, you know, if Dominic Mysterio's presence as North American Champion will help the ratings for NXT, then yeah, I'm all for it, man. Let's do it.
All right. Yeah. No, that's fine. And yeah, like you said, if it helps the ratings of NXT, then go for it. I got no issues with that.
Absolutely.
But, like, for real, it's still weird.
I know. That being said, that's going to do it for me, folks. On next week's edition of Wrestle Rewind, I will discuss the main event for Ring of Honor's pay-per-view event, Death Before Dishonor, where Claudio Castagnoli will clash against the Bastard Pac for the Ring of Honor World Championship.
That's going to be bananas. Holy shit.
Hells yeah.
Let me see. Yeah, Vicente. Lucian Price and Bronco Nemo. Only good thing is they look similar in build and have matching ring gear. Yeah.
That's the only thing they have going for them.
Yeah, no, I get you on that, but still,
I know.
Like, it can be a little bit frustrating.
It can be a little bit frustrating. They have a lot of work to do. With that
really
being
do.
said,
Nice.
Juan, plug us away.
Don't mind if I do. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everybody in between, thank you very much for watching this week's live stream edition of Wrestle Rewind, hosted by Jose Castle. As he reviews for you the best of the worst of three of the most exciting professional wrestling programs in North America today: WWE's NXT, All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dynamite, and Impact Wrestling. Step into the ring every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, live simulcasting on YouTube and Kick. Hit the subscribe and the follow button, ring the notification bell to stay up to date on all of our content. Become an interflocker by hitting the join button on our YouTube channel. And until next time, continue to follow us on Facebook.com/TheRavensFlock. Where the hell did it go? There's Twitter.com/RavensFlock13. Instagram.com/TheRavensFlock online. Kick.com/TheRavensFlock. And of course, remember to hit the subscribe button and ring that tiny little notification bell right here on our flagship platform, YouTube.com/TheRavensFlock. Humble home of the Black Wild, Los Amigos Play, Wrestle Rewind, and The Ravensflock.
All right, folks, thank you very much for tuning in to another exciting live edition of Wrestle Rewind. I'm your host, Jose Casabona. That was Juan Arouse.